is me, Tony Lasagna, from the neighborhood.
What neighborhood?
You know, Little Italy.
I grew up in Little Italy. I didn't see you around too much.
Come on. We used to play stickball together behind the Olive Garden. With, you know, Polly Walnuts, Rocky Balboa, the Mario Brothers, they were all there. Donkey Kong, Vinny Testaverde, Marone.
All right. Let's get back to this internet casino business.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in that.
Exactly. Let's talk a business. Forget about it.
Forget about what?
I'm busting beans over here, eh? Volare, oh.
That means that we punched our ticket to go try to win the Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3! Win!
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't bring me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to Monday Night Uncensored. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the TOP, from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my Toucan Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. What up, Mr. Mikey? Happy Monday to you, and happy Monday to all of Bill's Mafia who's rocking with us tonight.
I was getting those chats ready to go. Can't get behind.
No, we cannot get behind. They will let us know.
Oh,
they will let us know. Well, they'll let me know. That's right. That's right.
Sylvester comes in right off the top. We're not talking about Sean McDermott.
You don't want to talk about Sean McDermott?
We're
Sure.
not talking about Sean McDermott.
Why
But
not,
yes,
man?
we keep them points down in the playoffs and watch us win more games. But we'll leave it at that. James Cook needs to work on protecting the football next season. That was wild. Like, I didn't realize how many fumbles he actually had. You know, he led the NFL in fumbles.
Led the NFL in fumbles, and yeah, that's
every time we had one of those bad games, he let it off with a fumble at the start.
He did, and for such a really good season that he had, you know, that put a little stain on it. You know what I mean? Not a major stain, but like you said, a lot of the games where the turnovers were heavy, meaning a lot in that game, he started it, right? With the 9th pick of the 2026 NFL, Ruben Maine. Yeah, I mean, it's looking.
Nope.
He's going to be around
some offensive linemen. Watch. They need to protect Mahomes.
We'll see.
He got banged up last year. They protect Mahomes. With the 9th pick, the Chiefs trade back.
Yep. But yeah, you're right. He has to do better, man. I mean, it's kind of like a snowball effect, right? It seemed like that's what it was last year when it came to the turnovers, right? It was like one player, you know, Keon Coleman did it against I think he got it going, right? First against the Dolphins. Wasn't he the first one in that particular game? Or against the Patriots, that first game. And then it just kind of snowballed from there, and everybody was just, you know, fumbling, or Allen was throwing bad throw. Like, it was odd last year, but yeah, we cleaned that up. If James Cook could clean that up, we'll be all right. And I believe he will.
Weston's in here just trolling us.
He is. No, he's not trolling us. He's been behind. No,
Well,
he's been a supporter.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying he was trolling me with the whole Ruben Bain and Carnell Tate because I do not want the Chiefs to get either one of those guys.
Yeah, he does support Bean Island though. He goes into post podium. He makes sure they understand what it's all about.
This is a good question. Are you on Joe Brady Island?
There is no Joe Brady Island unless somebody makes an island. Right now, the current island and the only island is Believe in Bean Island, and Joe Brady's on that island.
Bean Island with us.
Yeah, he's not right. He's not. Trust me when I tell you, it's Pagula, coaching staff. Right? They're all and then of course,
Bean Island.
Right, and then you got some podcasters like Mafia Sports Report, Dan Mitchell, Cold Front. Like there's some right, and then you got some Bills Mafia out there, Scott Blakely. Right, you even got Weston, who's a Chiefs fan, chilling out with Bills Mafia.
Scotty, what's going on, brother?
What up, Scott? There he is. We have a bean islander right here in 40 Keys. My dude Keys in the building.
Dirk in the house. Bob in the house.
What up, Bob?
Andre in the house. Keys in the house. Womp womp womp.
Oh, excuse me.
When he says something like that, you just got to give him.
Hey, hit him again with it. Go ahead. Go. Hey, Josh Allen's on that motherfucking island, right? He's on that island chilling with his newborn, right? He's already having a good time with Haley. Come on, man. How can you hate on that island? Stop it.
Joe Brady is a little island outside the Bean Island, ready to be accepted.
Yeah, yellow time. He's trying, right? He's making it.
Where's Wilson?
Nah, man, we got a lot of company. We got a lot of company Keys on. I
don't need a Wilson. I got a Scott Blakely.
Yeah, that's right. We got a Scott Blakely. We got a Wesley Brewster.
We got a Weston. We got plenty of those. We got Dan Mitchell.
Plenty.
Yeah,
plenty.
I don't need a Wilson. He's not my only friend.
Nah, man. Maybe I'll tell you what. Maybe the ghost of Ralph Wilson is chilling on the island, right? It's going, hey, you guys are doing things all right over here, I see, right? Maybe that Wilson's chilling.
I will say that for right now. Let's call a spade a spade. If we don't do something on the D line and we go in with all these young, unproven guys, I'm gonna be a little concerned. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I do want to talk about that real quick, but right here in the house, that's Captain D, by the way. If y'all don't know, now you know. That's my dude, Captain D. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you watching.
He's just a Fens fan, so he's gonna be watching from afar, watching us to see good football being played,
checking it out. No, I understand where you're going with that, Mikey, about the defense. But I will say this, for me, in the way I'm looking at this team as we sit right now, right before the draft and all that stuff, I see it as this. This team, right, has shown with the current roster, or let's say the roster of before we went into the offseason. So let me take that back. Before we went into this team has shown year in, year out that it's at least a divisional or an AFC championship game year in, year out, that we've proven that, right?
Yep.
What was the biggest need going out of the 2025 season that we were like, damn, if we only had this, we'd probably beat them. Wide receiver. What do we take care of pretty much first thing in the offseason of 2026? Wide receiver, right? We did get a number one, right? So for me, I say, okay, if DJ Moore was on that team against Denver, would we have scored more than 30 points? The answer for me is yes. Would we have won that game? I do believe so. I do. And that's a difference maker. Why? Because he is a difference maker. So for me, for me, and we're going to get into that, Jarek. And then with the additions that we got, minus some subtractions, which isn't a lot, Mikey, I feel like right now, as we sit today, before the draft even starts, we're a better team today as we sit right now than we were in 2025, in my opinion, how I see it. Now, that doesn't mean, things can't go wrong with the new coaching staff, right? You never know, right? But I'm just looking at roster, right? It's pretty much kind of the same roster because we didn't lose a lot. We lost one important guard, I would say Edwards, but even that, I felt like it's not a huge loss, and we have guys that
And
can step up.
Corbett, we brought in Corbett. We brought back Alex
we got
Anderson.
guys.
I feel like
Absolutely,
we have guys to backfill that
step
spot.
up. And then you got the draft as well. So I don't feel like we lost a lot, and I feel like we gained quite a bit. And then we got the draft around the corner where we can take care of some of those needs that maybe you're worried about. And one of those needs, by the way, Mikey, I talked to you today about Dexter Lawrence, which Jared just mentioned. Let's talk about it. What's your thoughts?
Before we get to that, our boys asking, the picks in, who's it going to be round one? It depends on what we do beforehand, and who's on the board. It really depends on who's on the board. Like if it was me, I'm probably taking someone along the lines of Concepcion or Christian Miller, or McDonald. Yeah. Well, I'm not overly fond of taking a 2-down player. I want a 3-down in the first round, or trade back if we can into the second. Try to pick up another third, third. To help offset the loss of that we lost for DJ Moore, and then taking one of those guys. I'm with you. Yeah, and I think we're going to track it too, Mikey. How the draft is funny, Captain D. You know how it goes. Like certain players slide that aren't supposed to slide down, each round. Mm-hmm. There's guys that are coming off an injury that should have been a top 10 pick that the Bills or any team that's in the lower, in the high, in the 20s or whatever that want to take a chance on a player like that. And just kind of wait it out a year while he rehabs. I mean, J-Mo for the Lions comes to mind. They waited it out, and he's a good player. So the Bills could do that. That's a possibility. I'm just saying that's one. Two, let's just say that all the players are taken kind of off the board where they already have their board, and they're going, you know what? Let's just trade down and get our second round pick, right? And if someone wants to come up.
Normally there is a team that wants to come up normally. So that's always an option. And Brandon Beane has done that more than once, trade down. So it wouldn't shock me if he chooses to do so, or he could trade the first round pick and get a guy like a Dexter Lawrence and here.
Sexy Dexter.
We'll get to that. And I also want to ask you real quick too, would you do a trade for Oliver in the second round?
No.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. Oliver's going to cost us, if we trade him, $11 million more of dead cap, and we don't have the room to do it.
No, I got you. I mean, that was proposed. I know.
Well, it's people who that don't know the cap, and people are just throwing like, oh, it's a defensive tackle for defensive tackle.
Right. Yeah.
But
you lose a little bit on it.
No, you lose a lot, and we don't have that $11 million to make that deal. That can't be a deal.
Now you could restructure Dawkins.
Even you have to restructure Dawkins just to bring him in.
But then you would restructure. You could restructure his deal once you get him in.
Yeah. Oh, you probably want to sign to an extension, not restructure.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. You redo his deal, which would put his contract and move his contract forward. So there's a way around it. There's always a way around it, right? Yeah. But the question is, do you want to push Deion Dawkins another restructure? Because you can, if you don't,
kicks him now at least 2 more years on here.
Exactly. So
Sylvester, it's not a golf outfit. It's actually my work shirt. I got home and ran straight here. Got home with a minute left. It's my work shirt, not a golf shirt.
Mikey out there golfing.
I wish that would have been nice. What's going on, Robert? Welcome. I'd give up the Bills picks for 3 years for both Dexter Lawrence and Myles Garrett. It'll cost you 3 years of first round picks just for Myles Garrett, let alone Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, but if you're winning Super Bowls, who gives a shit about that?
Yeah, that goes back to the question, Tommy. We were talking about this. We texted back and forth today. How many first round picks is too many for Dexter Lawrence?
For any player, right?
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Well, let's just talk about Dex right now because he's the one that's out there.
How many? Yeah. So I thought I heard Sacapaccio say 2. Yeah, I heard him say 2.
Yeah,
for 2 first rounds.
I'll tell you, I wouldn't give up more than 1 for him. If we're going to give up 2, go get Crosby for 2.
So here's the deal with Crosby, Mikey. I got to be honest with you when it comes to Crosby. No team, you can't tell me that multiple teams weren't interested, and now all of a sudden you hear nothing. The problem is with Crosby, because of the report came out, and I've heard the Dallas Cowboys doctor agreed with the doctor from Baltimore, and they're both known doctors about his knee, right? That there's could be a problem down there. So what happens is I think the teams that were interested, and don't tell me that Vegas wasn't calling other teams going, yo, he's available again.
They want to wait until he's a little bit healthier. He just had the surgery like a month before it happened.
I think what happened was it scared teams away for now. I think they're going to want to see what happens during the season and either revisit that at the deadline or revisit it in the offseason again. But yeah, and at that point, of course, you give up multiple first rounds. But I think right now teams are a little bit, on the fence about it.
I'm not giving up 2 for Dexter Lawrence.
He's a hell of a player.
For a guy who plays 55% of the snaps.
I get it, but he does everything very, very good.
He plays 55% of the snaps.
I understand, but he also brings something that the Bills have been missing for many years. I wouldn't either, but I don't know if I would totally be upset about it if they chose to do so. I mean,
you're putting him on par with the Micahs and the Crosby trade, and to give up 2 for a 28-year-old player who has never played more than 57% of snaps in a season.
I get it, but he's highly productive, and he brings something that we have been missing for many years. He would bring that elite defensive line help we needed that we haven't had, and God knows when. I don't know, man. He fills that void very quickly. And we don't need to worry about if we get a draft pick right or wrong. Like, you got your player in-house, and he's still young. It's not like he's old. He's a young player still. So I get it. I'm with you. I think realistic, like if it was me and maybe you're with me, I'd offer a first and maybe like the following year's second or something like that. You know what I mean? Give up another, or a third or something like that. Possibly a player. Let's say they wanted, Keon Coleman or Palmer. Maybe I know we'd eat a little bit of the contract, but you could throw in a player.
I'll give up a player, and I would, like I told you, right? I'd give up this year's 1 and next year's 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I just wouldn't give up 2 1s.
I'm just saying, if it happened to be that, though, I'm not going to also sit here and be like, I can't believe it. I'm so upset. Like, I'd get over it once I saw him on the field.
I would get over it too. I'm just saying I wouldn't do it.
I understand. And
how are we cap wise? We're sitting between 12 and 13 million.
No, we're living on the edge there. Yeah, we're okay right, but we're not great.
No, we're not signing because we have the draft, and then you have to have money for the practice squad and season signings and all that. So we're about where we are if we don't want to pull the trigger on Doc.
Correct. The good news is, though, I will say this, though. There's a history, obviously, between Shane, we all know this, and Brandon Beane. Shane obviously was an assistant GM here. They have history together. Could they make a fair offer where Shane makes it fair because of the history they have together? It's possible. It's very possible. Just throwing that out there as well. But I will say this, Shane knows his job's on the line too.
Right? But Shane also doesn't have control.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but he's still the GM. I mean, he still would have some say to that, or a lot of.
Harbaugh has final say on all.
So it'll be interesting. Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what Harbaugh has to say.
I don't think Shane's going to stay. I could very much see a McDermott, Whaley type of thing after the draft.
Push out
and move them on.
Yeah, which is you're right. I didn't even think about that. Wow, that'd be crazy, but it wouldn't be unheard of. We did it. We did the same thing. So. Yeah. Either way, though, still you have a player. Now, this could be a push for a contract for that Lawrence is doing. That's what I'm saying. So, in all truth, this is just a player saying I requested a trade. They could throw the dollars at him, and then everything's great in New York again.
They can get rid of him. I mean, he has a $26 million cap hit this year. They can get off of him for $11 million dead cap this year and be done because he has no more guarantees.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it could just be for more guaranteed money.
Exactly.
You know, Dallas were pretty destitute cap wise. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anybody big enough out there to sign. Do we have money to go sign more people? Yes. Is there any big names, needle movers out there? No.
Is the tackle still available that we wanted? I having a brain fart here. The one that we were, he was a free agent. We are like, yeah, we would forget his name. My God, why am I having a brain fart here?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
You do. If I bring him up, I'll find him.
Go get what the Jets got for Williams. What did the Jets get for Williams? Wasn't it a 1 and a 2?
Yeah, I believe so.
And I would do a 1 and a 2. I just wouldn't give up 2 1s. Dexter would be great for stopping run. Dexter would be a good pass rusher too. Dexter's an all-around player. The dude's a monster on the inside. But you're giving up 2 1s for a guy who plays, 55% of the snaps. I wouldn't do it. I would much rather us take the big guy at 26 this year and go with the cheap contract.
Yeah.
Rather than give up 2 1s and $25 million a year.
I got it. DJ Reader.
Yeah, I think Reader's still out there. You're defensive tackle. I thought you were saying tackle.
No, defensive tackle. No, defensive tackle. So there's still there's still a player out there that I wouldn't mind the Bills signing that would cost them a little bit. DJ Reader, obviously, right now market value is about 3.8. Let's say 4. He'd be an interesting player, right? That the Bills could still afford if they wanted to bring that in. Let's say they don't do the Dexter Lawrence. Let's say the Dexter Lawrence thing's just all talk and nothing's going to happen. That could be a player that they could bring here, and I think Bills Mafia would be okay with.
This is an interesting one from Trek. Our first this year, Keon and TJ Sanders for Dex, and a third in 2027. I don't think we would get the third. I think it would probably be more like a 5th, because I don't think we're going to get much for Keon or TJ. But
I would do it.
But I would do that.
I would do it, and I think why they might swing for that too, because they're getting rookies. They're getting guys that are still on rookie deals. TJ Sanders still has upside. Keon Coleman is, I know he's had issues, but he's still on a rookie deal. He still has potential to be something. And it's not a big L for them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I could see that happening potentially.
How much more longer is Shakir on contract? Because we definitely we re-signed him. So Shakir has what? 4 more years? I think it's 4 more years.
Yeah.
The new stadium's coming along nice. It's looking beautiful. I can't wait to see what it looks like on game day. Like they go inside, they said you could tell the difference with the wind. They also, you'll love this, Captain D. They designed it very much the way the Dolphins designed it. You know how the Dolphins built it to where the sun just beats on the side. They built it where the wind comes in, it goes in on the visitor side, so they're a little bit colder than the home side.
It's so funny. Anything for an advantage. Football, good old football.
If you can build your stadium to do it, might as well, right?
Absolutely.
It's a pass. Yeah, I mean he is quite going to be very expensive. He's $26 million a year.
Reader,
Reader. Maybe we can get Jordan Phillips from Miami. He just got paid.
No, he got money. Yeah.
He's got paid. I think he went to Carolina.
I'm not sure, but he did get paid.
Yeah, he got paid.
And which is a risky signing in my opinion. He's a hell of a player, but he cannot stay healthy.
If I was going to take someone from Miami, I want my big guy from last year from Michigan, my big nose tackle. Give me Grant.
It seems like right now, like as far as free agency goes, guys, I think they're going to wait to sign anyone after the draft. And I think they still will get a player, maybe 2 after the draft. But I doubt they sign anybody before the draft. You know what I mean? I think right now, because there's a lot of players out there still, Mikey. There's a lot of decent players out there still for the Bills.
There is
to pick up. But right now, I think they just want to see how the draft goes. And go from there, really. Because, the thing is, what if they do trade their draft picks for a Lawrence. Man, now they're really thin on draft picks, right? You know what I mean? Like now they're really thin. Now they got no first, no second, right? So
It'll make for a very boring draft day for me and you.
Yeah. Where I'm here, right? Round 3. We're just covering day 3.
I mean, I would still go live on the first and second day just to see what the rest of the league did, but it'd be a really, really boring podcast for Bills Mafia. I'll tell you that.
Nothing, no picks. We got like 2 picks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Captain D came in and asked thoughts on the Aikman and Brady conflict of interest. I'll never be an Aikman fan. I hate that guy so much.
What happened with that?
I don't
is
know.
there something going on? I didn't hear about anything. D. Cam D. Let me know because that's interesting to me.
Tommy, if we get one seed next year, you have to get Joe Brady poster.
Hey, dude.
But
look,
if we win the Super Bowl, he's going to go get the Joe
it.
Brady tattoo.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? I probably won't. I don't know if I made that bet. I think I'll just
a
get
McDermott bet.
No, but then that bet's over. Yeah, I think I would probably do a bean type of. I would probably do some kind of
island tattoo.
Yeah, something like
tattoo?
that. Absolutely.
Right.
You know, dude, I did put a bet into the post podium chat, and I believe this, and I'm standing by this. I do believe the Bills will win a Super Bowl within the next 2 seasons. I do. I really do. I don't know why, and maybe I'm wrong with that, but I feel super confident in this team moving forward. So, and I never said that with the Bills with McDermott. I never did. I was confident going into seasons, but I never came out and said we're going to Super Bowl. We're winning a Super Bowl. Like I'm saying it now, guys. Like I am confident in this team. I'm confident in this coaching staff. Let's do it. Let's go out and fucking do it, man.
Nope. I want a Bean Island. Tattoo when we win it. Joe Brady tattoo. Weston, you can have that lemon. Leave Carnell Tate and Ruben Bain alone. You can have that lemon.
Yeah, please.
I'm okay. I am not a lemon fan at all.
No.
I just don't see it. Now I could be wrong. I just don't see it with lemon.
Yeah.
He's very boomer bust.
Not, by the way, not all of the Bills players. Edwards did get picked up. Epinesa for a second.
Then he failed his physical.
He failed his physical, but he did technically get picked up for a quick second. So somebody wanted him real quick, and they changed their mind. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Who else? Who's like you got Matt Milano still out there? Who else is kind of out there that was a name for us? Trey White. I guess he's
I want no part of Trey White in this new system. Trey White cannot play man to man.
No, I don't either. But I'm just saying, free agents from Buffalo. Who's out there sitting out there still?
Of the free agents, who's out there? Who would you want back?
I know Milano's name been brought up, and I know he had a good season last year.
I bring back on a veteran minimum deal. Why not?
You know what? I would wait after the draft to see if we get a linebacker or not. If we don't, or if there's not a guy there that or everyone's taken that they kind of like. Sure, I'm with you. Sign him a 1-year deal, and then you worry about that in the draft, the upcoming draft in 2027. But right now, dude, I am not touching Matt Milano until after the draft, man. I'm just not.
No, we're not touching anybody until after the draft, honestly.
Yeah.
Unless it's a trade for a player.
And I'm still 50-50 on Milano, man. It
might be Shaq Thompson.
Yeah,
but here's the problem. Shaq has as many injuries as Milano does.
He does, and he's older.
Yeah,
he's older player. So
yeah. Spencer, I'm with you on that. I hope so. That means they came in and they fixed the defense. I hope you're right. I'll tell you one thing. It won't be a ball control thing because we're going to be super aggressive. Like it's not going to be a bend but don't break type of defense where they hold the ball for 9 minutes a quarter on one drive. It's either they're going to hit us over the top or they're going to get off the field. No,
those days are done in Buffalo. Did you hear where was it? I had it pulled up. Did you hear what Brady said about players coming in now? He says, I wouldn't say the Buffalo Bills in general haven't had an edge, but there are certain personalities that I was looking for. You have to find a happy medium. Boys. Yeah, you want to find some guys on your team that are, call it They check all the boxes. You want some guys that are going to stir the locker room a little bit. So he's taking the way different approach, right, than Sean McDermott did.
Everything was character for Sean.
Correct. Everything was character. And, you know, I heard somebody say, oh, he told McDermott that it doesn't need to be quite. He didn't. I don't believe he told him that. I believe he's basically saying, look, this ain't going to be me. Like, I think you guys are kind of misreading into that, right? Hey, like, we're on the same page. Like, it's not all about what the last guy did. Let's just go out and get, you know, talent, right? And they did so. They did it already with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That would have never happened ever under Sean McDermott, right?
Passed on so many guys because of character.
Yep.
He wanted a certain type of character in his locker room.
Yeah. Certain kind of character, or a player that was very familiar with his defense, that was either here before a couple years ago, an aging vet. Like, how many times did we see guys like AJ Klein or guys like Trent Murphy stick around that he shouldn't have stuck around, right? Like Josh Norman, right? Star Latula, like guys that were not doing anything, but were McDermott guys or knew the defense, so he was comfortable with them. I don't see that happening moving forward. I just don't. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yep. Dane Jackson. I mean, no offense to Dane, but how many times, Dane coming back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it'll be interesting. Willis has a talent, but being a backup in Green Bay with LaFleur calling plays and being the starter in Miami with no weapons and
It's a rough start. Yeah.
I'm not, it'll be interesting. And Sandra comes in and talks about Elam to KC. Now, if old boy down there in KC figures out how to use them, I might lose my shit.
Oh, yeah. The DC there. Yeah.
If he figures out how to use them, I might lose my shit.
He actually, to give to Elam's credit, he did okay, and he did okay in Dallas in the beginning. I'm just saying, he made the team. Mikey went somewhere, I don't know. He made the team for a set. He was on the 53, and just didn't. His performance, obviously,
kept getting beat.
So, but I think they see something in him, like we did. Like there's potential there. But maybe he just can't put it all together. You know what I mean? So this might be his last. Oh, Spags is the DC. I can't believe we're having brain farts today. If Spags can't get him up to speed, right, on his defense, and he may not just be. It just may not be for him, right? The NFL, he just may be a journeyman, right?
But if Spags he's on practice squads to make him good.
Yeah,
tells you everything you need to know about what we had here on.
Absolutely, absolutely correct. Absolutely right. I'm with you there.
You don't even have a 10-game sample size. Yeah, it'll be wild to see what happens with Malik Willis. And they traded all his playmakers outside of Achane.
Yeah, they're doing it for me, and I'm obviously not a Dolphin fan, but they're doing him a disservice, right? You got a guy that's a young quarterback who has very little experience, and you're throwing him into the fire, right? He doesn't have really any help, right? Achane, fine, but he's a running back, right? He's not really, he's not a receiver. Outside of that, what do they got? They don't got much, right? And even if they draft a receiver, it takes time to develop that receiver, to get the chemistry down with the quarterback. Not to mention Malik Willis now has to learn a new offense, right? Like everything's new. First year, everything's new. It could be bad, and the problem is he is a 3-year contract. So if year one goes bad, I can absolutely see fans wanting a quarterback already the following year. So it sucks if you're Malik Willis if it works out that way. But I don't think they're helping him, Mikey. I don't. But I will say this though: the Dolphins are doing it the right way in the rebuilding stage. They're tearing everything down and starting fresh. So that is how you rebuild a team the right way. So at least they are doing that correct. I will say that, Mikey. They are getting rid of everybody pretty much and starting from the ground up. And that's how you properly rebuild. You don't put Band-Aids on it every year.
No, I like what they're doing. I just,
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad for Malik. Very much like I felt bad for Justin Fields when he went to the Jets. He walked into a no-win situation. Malik's walking into a no-win situation in Miami, except he wants to play. So that's where he went.
That's what it was. Yeah, he wants to play, and he wanted that contract too. He's not, from what I've seen, and it was obviously we only seen him as a few starts or whatever. Mm-hmm. He has potential. I do like what I see as a quarterback, but he hasn't had many games under his belt, and that is a concerning thing. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen this before where quarterbacks come in, they look okay, or they had some good games, they go get paid somewhere else, and they just flop. Matt Castle, remember that? Like, got a couple games in New England, and then who went and paid Matt Castle? I forget what team, but they paid him. Who was the other guy that went to Seattle and got paid, and then Russell Wilson winded up taking his job because he was got beat out. Yes, Flynn. So, like, it's happened multiple times, right, where a quarterback does that and it backfires. So, for Miami fans, hopefully that doesn't happen, but we shall see.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Oh, Tori, I am so excited about this aggressive defense coming in and not playing that, button down, soft zone style defense. Like,
right.
I've been ready for an aggressive. Even if we give up the bombs over the quick scores over
I'm okay.
our top.
Yeah, it's okay.
I needed something different. I was done with the slow the game down 1970s football.
Right. The bend don't break.
That always broke.
Fucking defense
at the worst times.
At the worst times, and like a defense that you just couldn't count on in big moments. Like, and I once again, Mikey said it earlier in the chat. Coaching matters, right? So like these coaches and coaching and player development, we don't really know. Like when we talk about players, like we're judging Gregory Rousseau, we're judging Ed Oliver, we're judging Christian Benford. We don't know yet what these players are really about in a different kind of scheme that's more aggressive, how they line up.
Saw guys leave and go do better after leaving McDermott's scheme.
Absolutely. Puna Ford, Tim Settle, our old linebacker, Jerry Hughes, our old edge. Yeah. So like there's been players, and even there's been players like Jerry Hughes that said that defense was terrible. Like you're not going to win with that defense. So like if you got players coming out saying that, it's a problem. If you got coaches on the other side saying, yeah, man, like they did nothing different than what we saw on tape. We just executed and they couldn't stop it. So it's good to have a different scheme, young, innovative head coaches now, or I'm sorry, coaching staff. And you got to sprinkle in some of the veteran coaches that we got on this roster as well. That's why I fell in love with the coaching staff. I did. Like, I really am sold on the coaching staff. 1,000%. I like everything I see across the board. I would say the only question mark, there's two. One, the offensive line coach taking over Cromer. That's big shoes to fill, no doubt. But what I like about him is he did coach under Cromer, so he has that kind of experience from Cromer. So maybe maybe this isn't a bad fit.
And we kept our assistant, Austin Gunn, who's a rising coach who learned under Cromer too.
Absolutely. And then I would say the other question mark is the head coach. I'm not going to lie. It's the head coach because he's young.
I don't think he's a question mark.
Well, here's the question. And it's not so much just really about him particularly. It's about he's a brand new head coach. He's the youngest coach in the NFL. He's calling plays right away, right? So he's taking on two duties. It's not a question. How do I phrase that, Mike? It's something to watch because he could, he's going to have
the flags raised. You're not concerned about it, but it's like it's a yellow caution sign.
It's a yellow caution. That's exactly right. But I would say, Mikey, what eases my mind a little bit is the staff around him, and then obviously the veterans in Carmichael and Fox to kind of go, hey, don't get worked up in this situation, or calm him down maybe at times where maybe things are getting too much, because there is going to be times, Mikey, that he maybe makes the wrong decision, or he, you know what I mean? he's human. He's young. It's a first-time head coach. So he needs these guys to talk to him. It's kind of like, Mikey, a rookie quarterback needing that veteran guy on the sideline. Right. Backup or great quarterback coach like a Ken Dorsey to go, hey, it's cool, man. Like, let's reset this. And that's why I like this coaching staff so much. I really do. Because a lot of these young guys are going to be looking up to some of these guys for advice and whatnot. So I love it.
I think my biggest thing from the coaching staff is the one I'm most excited about is if that article that they talked about where McDermott felt burdened by Josh.
Yeah, weird, right?
It's true. If it is true, that goes into what me and you've talked about the last few years where we feel like McDermott's been putting a governor on Josh because he doesn't like his style of play.
Right.
I don't think Brady is at all like that. I think Brady embraces that type of play moving forward. And I think I don't think you're going to see the governor on Josh the way it has been and this offense. I think you'll see them throw the ball more. I think you'll still see them run some, but I don't think it's going to be as run heavy as it's been the last 2 years.
I'm with you on that. And I'm also with you on the other side of the ball. I think having a young coach in Brady and the way his mindset is, at least from what I heard from him, he seems like he's going to be more trusting of the players and the coaching staff that he has on board. I don't know if McDermott ever truly trusted his coaching staff, to be honest with you. He didn't trust Babbage because if he did, why would you take over play calling? Right?
He didn't want to give up the control. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that, and he didn't really fully trust them to do his job. Right? Or else why would you
any of them? That's what I'm saying. Plays from what's his name too? Frazier.
From Frazier, right. And also Joe Brady, right? So Joe Brady gets to become OC, and we're going to do things this way. We're not going to, like, whatever you had in mind, right? I want you to scratch that. This is how we're running the system, right? Are you on board with it? And I could totally see him saying that, right? And of course, you got a young coach in Joe Brady who wants that position, is given that position. He's not going to say, no, fuck you, I'm going to run the things the way I want to. So I think Joe Brady's taking a different approach, and I like that, right? He's going to trust in Jim Leonard, right? He's not going to step on his toes and be like, hey, right? Like, no, fuck that. I want to do, right? So
I think
this is what I like.
Fox managed some of that too, because he knows that side of the ball better.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
You know, he's been an elite defensive coordinator with multiple schemes. I bet you anything Joe Brady, does delegate some of that to John Fox on that side. So Leonard has someone, I do believe. It's not just Leonard. It's Leonard and his young staff.
That's what I mean. Very young staff.
Really young staff. A lot of young college staff. DCs and stuff on that staff.
Yeah. But they're all upcoming innovative coaches that were highly regarded, right? Guys that are potentially head coaches in the future, right? We didn't just get bums, right? So, like, we have a lot of young, innovative coaches, and then you got the old head and John Fox and Carmichael that been there, done that. I tried to explain that earlier on their show with somebody in the chat, and they're ripping on John Fox and what has John Fox done, and once again, he's in line with the McDermott. No, he's not. McDermott never made a Super Bowl. That's 1, 2. He made not only to make it to two Super Bowls, he made it to 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams.
Yeah,
right. That's 2, 3. He's not a head coach. He's there to help. He's there to assist.
He's an advisor.
That's fucking great. Yeah. Why would you hate on that? That makes zero sense to me.
He's not a coordinator. He's an advisor for these young guys as a sounding board.
Exactly. So why would you? It makes no sense to hate on that. It makes zero sense. Now you're just hating to hate, right? Well, who else would you would you want, right? You know what I mean? Like,
the only one that I would have preferred over John Fox, honestly, is Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
because he won them.
Absolutely. If he would,
I would have loved.
That's a good one.
Pete Carroll's a good one. Big personality to bring into a room.
He is. Rookie head coach. Yeah. You know what? Too, John Fox is. He would have been good, and that's a great one actually. But John Fox was also hired in Detroit to be, a 1-year deal, and more than likely this is a 1-year deal, right? Like, it doesn't seem like John Fox sticks around long. He's just there to help out the year one, and I think that's perfect for a year one rookie head coach. Perfect, and year one DC, who's very young. You don't need him the following year.
When did the report come out? Was it about 2 weeks ago when it was on the Tyler Dunn's thing?
Yeah,
And they talked about it on a podcast, and a whole thing came out about it.
Yeah, you got to look it up. Just Google search it. But yeah, it's now. Who knows if there's any
listened
truth
to it on
to that.
YouTube. It was Tyler Dunn has a podcast, and
does
was
he
talking
now?
about it on the podcast.
Okay, so just look it up and you'll find. I'm sure you'll find the clip. But now once again, though, take it with a grain of salt. We have no idea. You know, there's a lot of reports. There's a lot of stuff that's being said. You know, you kind of just got to believe what you want to believe. You know, at this point, I when I go back and forth with fans, I say it all the time. Like this, I believe it. It doesn't mean you have to believe it, but
like it makes a ton of sense with what we've seen over the last 3 years, and Josh's playing style completely and utterly change. After Daboll left, you saw a complete and utter change in how the offense was run and all those type of things. So, Josh had a baby girl.
Yeah, Captain D, he had a girl. Congrats to my boy Josh Allen.
Girl dad.
I'm happy for him. Yeah, happy for him, man. He's a good dude, man. I don't know how anyone could hate Josh Allen, bro. He that dude is a stand-up dude, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, McJoke's mentality was stuck in the early 2000s conservative football. Yeah, it's wild.
You know what though? You're right when it comes to Allen too, Mikey. Because when you saw Allen in the Daboll system, and really truly, you know, it's another good point that, you know, when I was watching Post Podium, they were talking about how Bean never gave offense to Allen. And I said, whoa, that's false. That's a lie. Because if you look at the 2020 season, the 2021, 2022, he brung in offense. We had one of the better offenses probably ever. Like on our team, like it was up there. Like it was top. Like, you know, Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, John Brown. You're right. And then you had Emmanuel Sanders, Gabe Davis. Like that was a hell of an offense that was scoring a lot. Right. He traded for Stephon Diggs. He was aggressive to get offense. Right. But once all that went south, once Daboll left, was a reset, in my opinion. Was a total reset. Yep. We don't need Stephon. That's where the drama. If you guys really want to go back in time where the drama began, it's really kind of shortly after Daboll left. Diggs and McDermott not getting like, here we go. Right. The offense is starting to, it's starting to change. Right. Players aren't happy now on what side of the ball? The offensive side of the ball. Right. Allen isn't running as much anymore. Everything started to slowly go into what McDermott always wanted. So yeah, Mikey's 100% right. Like
Cole, I'll disagree with this. Like Allen had a bad game in that Denver game, but he's been disciplined in many other playoffs without Daboll. I'm not, you know, he had a bad game. It happens to everyone.
He did, and he didn't have many in the playoffs.
And he didn't have anybody that picked him up. Like if you go look like on Burrow's way to the Super Bowl, he had a few bad games in that playoff, and his defense picked him up. Mahomes has had some ho-hum games, didn't have to do much, and his defense helped him get to the Super Bowl. You know, Stafford had a couple bad games, and his defense helped him get to the Super Bowl. Like Josh just didn't have any help. If Josh didn't play perfect, we didn't win.
Yeah, I'll tell you who else didn't have a remarkable game. Sam Darnold. They won a Super Bowl. Didn't need to be remarkable. Why? Fucking defense showed up.
Yeah. Look at Drake May's playoffs, and they got to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're right. And they got to the AFC Championship game.
You know,
right? He played terrible.
No, Drake May got to the Super Bowl.
I'm sorry, Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Yeah. But I'm saying like against Denver.
Terrible.
Against Denver, barely. They barely beat Denver. He played
terrible against the Texans too.
Yeah.
The only reason why they won is because Watson played worse, or not Watson, but what's his face played worse. Stroud played worse than him.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, you're right.
Like, I mean,
he was fumbling.
He kept turning it over. Both of them.
I think they said he had like most turnovers or something. He was terrible.
It was horrible.
He was horrible. And you're right. They made it.
I want to hit this one. It says, who's your top 10? I never look at it as a top 10. I look at it as in categories. I've talked about this for years. I tier everything, right? Yeah. So there's two tiers for me, really. It's the elite tier that has Josh and Burrow and Mahomes and Lamar. And then I also include Stafford in that tier. And then there's the other tier that's where you're looking at the Herberts and the Drake Mays now and the Jordan Loves and, that type of quarterbacking. I think the top 5 are pretty clear and you can rank them however you want. I just put them all in one tier.
That's fair. Yeah. Because I think they all do something a little bit different, but they're all great.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If that's fair, right? Lamar has his style that makes him great, right? Obviously, Pat Mahomes has his style, makes him great. Josh Allen has his style, makes him great. They all are different.
Burrow has his style that makes him great.
And Burrow,
Stafford's and they all do it a little bit different.
They all do it a little bit different, right? Stafford's that old school kind of pocket quarterback. It's still
same with Stafford.
Does it very well, right? Yeah, Stafford. Yeah,
Stafford and Burrow are both that way.
Burrow can a little, yeah, right. Burrow too. Burrow's more pocket than anything. He can get outside a little bit, but you're all right. He's kind of comes from the pocket. More pocket. Yeah.
Like he's most comfortable sitting in the pocket and just dicing you up with the short Brady style of
and he's precise.
Quarterbacking. Precise. Will death by 1,000 cuts, and then the second you give him over the top, he's going to take it.
He's
as accurate as they freaking come.
He's
as accurate as they freaking come.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
He's patient. He plays the quarterback position the way it's supposed to be played in that style of offense. And he's blessed with 2 of the best receivers in the game. And he's had them since college.
Yeah. That's
the last time he didn't have elite weapons was when he couldn't get on the field at Ohio State.
Yeah. It's great when you have those weapons, no doubt about it. It's wonderful.
That doesn't take anything from him, and I'm not trying to downplay him, but he knows how to use them, and he uses them quite well.
Sure, yeah, and he's familiar with them, obviously.
Just a hypothetical, but if we didn't get Jim Leonard, would you all have like Todd Bowles? No, I did not want Todd Bowles.
Interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have hated it. I'll be honest with you. If we didn't get Leonard,
he was up
there with. Yeah, Morris was on my. Yeah, you're right. I would have taken Morris over Bowles as well. But if Bowles was the one guy left, let's say Morris got hired and Leonard went somewhere, stayed, and I still wanted to hated it. You know what I mean? But Jim Schwartz would have been ahead of Bowles.
I would have loved Schwartz. Yeah, I would love Schwartz too.
Yeah,
I would have. Matter of fact, Jim Schwartz might have been my preferred over. Jim Leonard.
You're right. I'm with you there because no
matter where that guy goes, that guy has elite defenses,
elite experience, been around the AFC, NFC. Right? Mm-hmm. That dude has proven to be a top tier and defensive coordinator.
Oh God, let's not talk about that. That's just gonna hurt me, Cato. Talking about rewatching that Denver game.
Oh,
we had defensive linemen in coverage. Like,
I did not understand
that at all. I won't.
Yeah. Only thing I looked at that game, honestly, is the Cook's catch, because I still think it's a catch. Yeah. That's the only part of that game I ever went back and looked at. Outside of that, I don't care. It's
Allen played his worst game and he had us in position to win.
Yeah. Still, yeah, absolutely. I mean, shit. If you want to go back to the New England game in Buffalo, we had turnovers. We still think about it. What happened? Defense let New England just go all the way down the field, kill the clock, go for the field goal, game over. But we still had a chance, right? For as poorly as we played, we still had an opportunity, and the defense let us down. So we're tired of that.
We had the lead with 4 minutes to go and couldn't close it out. Now, granted, Josh did have a chance at the end, and he threw a ball that hit his receiver in the chest, and it got taken from him.
2 players. One that dropped it, and I have no idea what the hell, what's his name, was doing there on that route, where he was wide open. And remember that? It was, what's his name? MVS.
MVS was
not MVS. McCall Hardman. Sorry, McCall Hardman. Well, Hardman took the wrong route. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
He fucked up on the route.
Josh missed knock.
He hit him. Remember? He fucking hit him. He still dropped it on the ground on the fall.
Yeah.
He catches that we're in field goal range.
Year in and year out, there's always a player or two like that costs
always.
Us. It's Diggs dropping it with Sherfield dropping it. It's the missed field goal. It's Kincaid not coming down with it. Like, there's always something at the end when Josh has the chance that just
always something. It's always something, man.
It's the quarterback sneak where he gets the first down, but they don't call it a first down. It's the it's just
yeah. Well, I'm hoping that
Buffalo
changes.
Bills fan.
Right. We're hoping that changes, right? New stadium, new coach, new coaches, right? Just a new hopefully the good mojo, right? We'll go on to the Buffalo Bills and we won't have those kind of things happen.
Yeah, Derek, we couldn't run the ball under Daboll, but part of that was because Daboll brought in a offensive line coach who just was not good.
Bobby Johnson.
Bobby Johnson.
Yeah,
just wasn't good.
And I also think under Daboll, Mikey, it was just a Of course, I'm sure he would run, obviously, running back. But
offensive line.
No, we didn't. But I think his style, though, Daboll's natural style is to air it out. Like that's his style of play. Oh, yeah. However, like you're right. If we had a good offensive line, who knows if he mixes it up a little bit more. But I think he just wanted to air it out, let Allen run.
Were the best at.
Yeah, and we were, and we put up points. We had no problem. We could go toe to toe with anyone. But when we switch things up to kind of go with what to cater to the defense is where we got into trouble, because it's not, Mikey, the offense wasn't terrible at times. It just got into funks where we just were driving, killing this clock, and then we would have a penalty or a turnover, right? And then all that time wasted to get 0 is a problem, right? You got to be efficient if you're going to do that. You got to put points up. You got to play clean football. We didn't do that at times this year or last year. That's what got us in trouble. Right, that's what led us to games where we would have 0 at the half. There's no reason, Mikey, ever to have 0 points with Josh Allen as your quarterback in any game going into halftime. I don't care. Yep. Right, there is no reason, and we had twice. We had 0 points.
I don't know if Cole is just trolling me,
but
to say Josh can't be perfect for 4 straight games, we wouldn't know. This was the first time he's ever had a game like that.
Allen needed to be I think he's saying Allen needed to be perfect. I think he's
and
going
Allen
with
can't be perfect for 4 straight games.
But right, and I think that's what he's trying to say. Like
Allen can't be perfect because his defense never holds the leads long enough for him to try to be perfect for the 4 straight games.
No, but I think I understand what he's saying though, Mikey, and I kind of agree with it. Like you can't for as great as Allen is, you can't expect him.
Expect it, or he can't. There's a difference.
Well, that's what I think he's trying.
How he wrote it was Allen can't be perfect.
Well, let us know what you meant, because
he'll never be perfect.
See, I don't think that's what he meant, but let us know, because I think where you're going is it's a hard ask for any quarterback to go, hey, you got to cover for everything. We need you to be perfect. You can't make 0 mistakes, which is really a tough ask. So if that's what he's saying, Mikey,
okay,
I'm not sure.
I could, he may have been talking that. I'm just telling you how I read it.
Okay.
That's the way it was written. Cato says they keep putting Burrow in front of Josh. I don't do the tiers like that. People can tier it however the hell they want. It's talking heads, and they know when they do that, it's clickbait for Bills Mafia, and just don't get in there. If they're gonna do that, outside of Mahomes' accomplishments, he hasn't been good the last few years. How does he stay
Burrow?
number 1? No, Mahomes.
Oh, Mahomes.
Outside of his accomplishments through the first 7 years of his career, like the last couple of years, he hasn't been good.
No, he's been, and he's turned the ball over quite a bit too. He's had some.
He hasn't had the talent around him though either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I still put him up there on that tier 1 level. Okay,
absolutely. But they're saying that how they're ranking people, and they keep putting Burrow over Josh.
No, I don't think Burrow's better than Josh. He doesn't. But once again, I think that's
that's like saying who's better, LeBron or Jordan. Like they're different. They played in different eras. They they have different style games. You can't judge who's better. You just can't.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can if you're if that's just your opinion. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think.
But do people get matter of fact about it? There's no argument.
There's no matter of fact. Yeah. It's just personal opinion when it comes to greatness, right?
Yeah.
Now I think Jordan. If you're going to, I think
Jordan's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But to stack Michael Jordan's game against LeBron's game is completely different.
No, I get it. Like Tiger Woods, right? For instance, like
Yeah.
there's been a lot of great
Versus
golfers,
Jack
but,
Nicklaus.
right? But I think probably because Tiger's, has done it when he was a kid and was great. And
Jack has more majors.
no, I get it. That's what I'm saying. So it's one of those debates. It's a good debate, but I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that. I think they just bring something different to the table, but they're great.
Here's the problem with Joe Burrow. Super talented quarterback. A lot of elite weapons. Doesn't have a defense because it's all paid on the offensive side of the ball. And he can't stay healthy. At the end of the day, you can't be healthy.
Yeah. 100%. Remember when we were talking about Stafford earlier in the season, Mikey, me and you, about if he's an MVP, and you were like, well, if he wins the MVP, then remember that? And I'm like,
if he can stay healthy.
Like, yeah, he is. He's for me, he's done everything. Everything is in the book. He needed to accomplish. Stafford. He's accomplished.
Stafford. He's absolutely a first ballot Hall of Famer now.
Yeah.
He has the Super Bowl. He has the MVP. He has all the
yard.
Everything. He's checked every box now.
He's checked every box. Yeah. Longevity. I mean, the dude's been in the league for. He's still in the league.
He lived up to the number 1 overall pick status, and a lot of people don't.
Absolutely. What's funny too? On a guy that Detroit was hating on forever, can't get the job done, won't win a Super Bowl. Dude goes and at least win a Super Bowl the very next year. Right? Gets traded and wins the Super Bowl. It's amazing, man.
Yep. Kincaid dropping KC. Absolutely. Cowboys fans thinks they're cursed. They don't know Buffalo Bills fans.
No, Cowboy. No, don't talk to me about cursed Cowboys. You got enough Super Bowls over there.
Team, it's the NFL players. Hates us clearly. I don't know. I think, it's wild. At the end of the day, the Bills players have had a chance to make plays and they just didn't make them. We haven't had that clutch factor. We haven't had the guy to have that clutch factor.
No.
As much as I love Diggs and the yards that he put up, when it came to the clutch time in the playoffs, he dropped some.
He didn't have. Yeah, I mean, and really, and even in the Super Bowl up until the end, he was a no show for them. I mean, he didn't really show up much in that. I mean, and there's a reason why they let him go too. Like if he showed up in the playoffs, maybe he's still on the Patriots team. I'm just saying. So. And I like Diggs. Diggs is a good player. He was great when he was with us, but there's not a lot of playoff memories I can recall from Diggs, having himself a game where I'm like, damn, that dude like balled out when we needed to him. Honestly, Mikey, the only guy I could think about is Gabe Davis. That was really like guy that
a lot of that was because
no, I get that, but I'm just saying. But he still came up.
Really good games in the playoffs too.
Oh, he did. But I'm saying like like a guy that
one really monster game, and that's Gabe Davis.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like a guy that like in a very important moment. And mind you, like so what? Like I get that what you're saying, but you still needed to do your job.
Yeah, he came up with the catches. The problem is he didn't continue going.
He didn't. He didn't.
For whatever reason, him and Josh just started reading the field differently all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And
we wanted it to. Yeah, we really wanted it to work, obviously, but I think he was limited. And I think we've maybe got a little ahead of ourselves. And probably the coaching staff and including Bean got a little bit ahead of themselves when they gave him that spot. But did they ever give him an extension? I don't think they ever even gave him an extension, right? He went in and wound up leaving. Where Jacksonville got paid. So it's not like what did the Bills actually do wrong there? Like they gave the kid an opportunity. He deserved it after that game. What they did wrong probably, Mikey, was not address the receiver position earlier.
Continuing to address the receiver position.
Exactly. They and that's where I kind of feel like after that 2022 season or 2022 is where they focused back on the defense and kind of just shifted away from the offense, and that was a major mistake. And Bean's a little partially responsible as well, but to me that falls back on your coach. He's a defensive minded head coach. He wanted to build his defense a certain way. And it never worked out, and that's a shame because if it did, Mikey, work out, hypothetically, let's say everything he did worked out, meaning the defense, we probably have a Super Bowl by now, and nobody's complaining about the offense not having a number one because the defense is exactly what was great and got us, helped us along the playoffs.
The last time that we were that close is that 13-second game. And guess what? We were 5 deep at receiver.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I would have excused it, like I said, if he went defensive side of the ball, Mikey, for those years, and all those guys were, and it worked, I'd be like,
one
okay.
of the 7,000 defensive linemen that you brought in to Band-Aid it. If one of them would have made the play, like
right, then we could go, all right, fuck it, it worked. His plan worked, but
yeah, Cole meant like what you were thinking, that the team needs to help pick him up. So
okay.
I just didn't know if, we've had people in here trolling me in the past, so I just wanted to make sure that I was reading that correct. I'm like, is he in here trolling me? Mahomes living off past success. Look, listen, Mahomes is elite.
Absolutely.
He's elite.
It's elite,
and he has an elite head coach. He just doesn't have the players around him like he did.
Yeah. He also, I'll tell you what makes him elite too. He has that ice in his vein, boy.
It's clutch.
When things are coming, like when they need to play from him, when 4th and 15, dude, it doesn't matter.
And he has guys on the other end that make the catch.
And he also has guys to step up for him as well. I agree with that too. But he also gives them the opportunity. He trusts in his players to make the play. Like
Josh has done that, but his guys just haven't made the play for him.
They haven't. No, they haven't. That's unfortunate.
That Chiefs Raven AFC champion, perfect example of the other games too. Yeah, but when they needed Pat was there. He may not have had a great game, but he was there. When Josh didn't have a great game at Denver, but when they needed him, he stepped up. He made the throw and put it in freaking Cook's arms. Nothing more Josh could have done.
No. See, and it's funny. And now, of course, there's a lot of what ifs, Mikey, right? What if that was DJ Moore, hypothetically? Does he come down? Does he man up for that ball?
Absolutely.
More than likely, yes, right?
Absolutely.
We're not and that's what we mean about where we're missing that piece. We are missing the guy that we know is going to come down with that ball pretty much. Like, we're confident, right? And Cooks, me and Mikey talked about this the day he got here, and he was fumbling around the ball multiple times. I mean, I remember his first catch. Remember that? He barely caught it and out of bounds, like on a sideline. And me and Mike are like, dude, can you just fucking hold the goddamn ball? You're wide open. He did it all. He did it ever since we picked him up, and it was just a thing with him. And now you don't have that problem. You have a sure-handed guy that Josh can rely on. So hopefully that doesn't come down to that again, Mikey. But if it does, at least I'm more confident a guy can come down with the ball.
Kevin with the hot takes. Jordan was only good with Pippen. Jordan was good without Pippen. He didn't start winning championships until he got Pippen.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Pippen was a great a player and obviously a good teammate.
Good before Pippen.
Yeah,
but
Jordan was.
Team success didn't come until he got Pippen.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but I think every player has to have that second guy, right? You have
Robin
to have
to the Batman.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, for the most part, if you look, I mean, if you want to be technical, right? Kobe and Shaq, and then Kobe had the one dude, the center for, that went over there after Shaq got there. I forget his name. He was good for a while. Yes, Gasol, right? Gasol out. Yeah, and like every team, you can't do it by yourself. For as much as I still think the NFL is the ultimate team sport, you still have to have at least one more guy in the NBA, another guy that you can rely on. I mean, if you look at like, for instance, Mikey, Philadelphia, when there is one guy, for as great as Allen Iverson was, right? Got to the finals. What happened? Couldn't win. Just didn't have that guy. You know what I mean? You have to have a guy. And they didn't have it.
Joey, I disagree with this because Detroit, even with Stafford, always picked top. They just didn't pick the right guys. They got a new GM, and then he traded Stafford, and they rebuilt. But that GM was the guy who was picking it. Like, how many top 10 picks did they have with Stafford? They had a ton, and they just never picked the right guy. Carlos Rogers never worked out.
Oh,
Williams
dude,
never worked out. Like they
had one guy. They had the one guy. They had there was Calvin, who was unbelievable.
But
right.
I wouldn't say Stafford was the problem.
He wasn't. I think fans, once again, fans get sometimes they want to point the finger because things aren't going right and they got to find somebody, and the scapegoat usually is the quarterback, and then it's the coach. Like, it's the prime players, right? They're not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to be what was out here, Mikey, was Megatron made Matthew Stafford. It's kind of like what we were hearing when Diggs left here. Who made who? Who better? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, guys, did you watch him? Did you watch Matthew Stafford, or you're just talking shit? Because it's ridiculous. Matthew Stafford put the ball where it needed to be. Matthew Stafford put it all on the line. He put up huge numbers, and then he went on to win the Super Bowl somewhere else. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that team was stupid, Gator. That was my favorite offense that we've had. That when we had
2021
Sands and all that, when we were 5 deep at receiver.
That was it.
Oh,
that was it.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to really go back in time in our run, guys, make the era, the McDermott era. If there was one opportunity that he missed, that could have
really
maybe
missed.
Really missed.
Truly falls on McDermott and his lack of coaching.
It's right. Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
Like that team, and Josh was on a heater that postseason.
He was on a heater. Yeah. You get past that, bro. You got all the momentum going into the AFC Championship game. There's no stopping them.
Yeah,
There's no stopping them.
I would have loved to see that game against that Cincinnati team too. Who
I would have loved to too.
That defense was just stupid.
But I think though, you beat Kansas City though, Mikey. Right? Kansas City.
Yeah, they're coming into Buffalo.
Yeah, and the momentum from that, you're riding that high, dude.
And that classic shootout the way it was.
Yeah. Yep. There is no stopping Buffalo at that point. I don't think. I think they're on a heater going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Sylvester, I'm with you on this. It's always one thing. We talked about all the catches. Dawkins not getting the block on Chris Jones. It's the different when we talked about that clutch team. We talked about mostly on the offensive side of the ball, on the defense side of the ball. Chris Jones has been clutch in the playoffs. He always seems to come up with that one play that is the game changer.
Yep. Absolutely.
We have never had that, as Cole says here. We've never had that game changer.
I would say one game that I recall was the Teron Johnson Baltimore game where our offense just was stuck, Mikey.
Yeah, and then Teron made the pick six, but
Teron made the pick six.
Even with that, Lamar got knocked out of that game. We have no idea what it would have ended up if Lamar could have stayed in. He got knocked out in the third quarter.
In the end zone, right? I think he got hit and he fell back, hit his head. Yeah, you never know.
On the snap over his head, he was chased down and hit by Groot and somebody else at the same time, and bounced his concussion and was gone for the game.
Yeah,
but we have no idea what that would have been like.
No, we don't. But it seemed like the momentum at that point shifted.
Yeah, but you're right. And our offense also stopped too. Like we just played ball control the rest of the game.
Yeah. No doubt. But I would just say that if there's any time, I would say the defense played a pivotal role in a playoff game where going against a very good team, because they were. I would say that outside of that, bro. The defense never really showed up, bro, in any game. I got to say, I just don't recall them making any major play. I mean, I guess you can get the New England game, but come on, New England, fucking Mac Jones, like that team wasn't ready. You know what I mean? They weren't going to beat us.
We need to get caught up in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joey says last time we were in a championship game. That's not true. Was not with Leonard Frazier. We were in the championship game 2 years ago when we lost without him, but he was in the Super Bowl last year and won it.
That's correct.
Do y'all think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer?
Yes, I do, because of the Super Bowls, and the team.
I don't think he's a first ballot.
He may not be first ballot. He's getting in there.
He doesn't have the stats though behind him.
But he's also a 2-time MVP,
and he beat the Dynasty Patriots
and a 17 and 18-0.
Yeah,
New England Patriots team.
But did he beat him, or did that defense beat him?
He was a 2-time.
We're talking about the defense carrying guys, But
he also had the MVP. Both times.
I wouldn't. I don't think he's a first or second ballot, but I think he gets in. His name's going to get him in on the second ballot.
He's deserving. I'll just put it that way. I don't care whatever. I think he did enough in his career to warrant that. And and to be honest with you, we were just talking about guys. No, but listen what I'm saying.
And all those guys.
No. But hear me out. When we're talking about, okay, you could talk about Joe Flacco, but that fucking Baltimore defense was out of their mind. Right? So Trent Dilfer, I get it, but when you look back at those Super Bowls, when plays needed to be made, and we're just talking about it, who's going to step up in the pivotal moment? Who can come up in the biggest play and make
catch the plexical
right?
catch.
But what did he do? He got out of the sack. He was part of that, right? And that's why he's MVP in both Super Bowl. So you have to give him those dues. Like was he better than his brother? No, but in those moments, he was his brother. Let's be real. He came up clutch. So you have to give it to him. You have to.
Because he has more Super Bowls than Buffalo. Yeah. Kato, I'm with you. Hear me out. Go get Concepcion and watch how our receiver room changes with Shakir and Concepcion and more.
Yeah, I want to hate it.
Top
I
three. Now you're talking about Palmer and Coleman as your 4 and 5. Like we go and get an elite receiver in this draft, changes the whole outlook of what our offense looks like.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Our team made every team look like they have ice in their veins. All the good ones.
Everybody had ice in there.
All the good teams. I mean, yeah.
At times it did seem that way, right? Everybody's making a play against the Buffalo Bills.
Although Cole, I'm not sure Hopkins gets down the field the way Cooks does to make that catch, but
but he makes it if he's there.
He absolutely makes the catch.
If he's there, that ball ain't moving any bit, bro.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. He's had good hands his whole career until he got to Buffalo.
But he also has some huge drops though in his career too.
Yeah.
In big moments, in playoff moments. If you look at his career too, so just saying.
Cooks and the Sanders. I would like to see us go get Concepcion, use Concepcion in the Sanders role, use Coleman in the Davis role, and use Moore in the Diggs role.
Mm.
And use Shakir in the Beasley role. Now you're talking about,
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, guys. One, I'm telling you,
and
we get a receiver like
Palmer and the John Brown role.
But if we pick up a player like that, Consumption in the draft, now you got more Consumption, Shakir. Now it's opening it up for guys like Shakir to even get more opportunities, right? And the rookie, even Keon Coleman, if he's on. I mean, believe it or not, Keon Coleman had his best game when we got a 1 here that was barely 1 at the timing of Amari Cooper. So these matter. Players like that matter. I mean, if you look at New England last year, right? Diggs helped out the other guys. The other guys were making plays, right? Getting open. It's just the way it works, guys. You have to have that one.
So I'm with you. I think Rodgers, the only person that Mahomes is chasing right now all time is Brady. Last year was the first time Mahomes never made it to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, wild, huh? And I don't think he would have gotten there regardless, even if he doesn't.
I don't think so either. But
they were terrible.
That was the first time he's never made it to the championship game.
No, I get it. I mean, they didn't even make the playoffs. I mean, when's the last
7 straight years to the championship game? That's wild.
Right. It's wild.
Every year you can pencil in the Chiefs in the championship game. Who do they play in?
Right. Oh, fuck.
It's wild. Cooks did have that helmet catch in the Eagles game, and he couldn't make it way easy. Yeah, it's the whole thing is wild. This is why everyone needs help. Help J17, please. Yeah. And now having an offensive-minded head coach, we might lean that way finally.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm hopeful that we get a Concepcion, in the first round, and we don't just go straight defense. I know we need defensive help, but let's lean into our offensive-minded head coaches and just load up on offense, get that one extra piece. Also, look at JSN. He's got 40-something million, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had to pay a 2nd-round pick. We've had to pay a 3rd-round pick. We've had to give up guys to trade for Band-Aids. How about we start investing some, early capital in this wide receiver room and see if we hit on one of these guys? Okay, we missed on Keon.
Yeah,
it happens. Don't let it stop you from continuing to do that. That's where you get your cheap labor. That and defensive end.
Yeah, I'm with you, 100%.
Jordan never beat Larry Bird in the playoffs. Celtics swept Jordan and the Bulls twice in the playoffs.
Different, yeah, but different. I'll say this, 'cause I was watching obviously basketball back then. So I'm a Pistons fan. So how it went, if you really want to go back in that time, was Jordan. It was Jordan and Magic for the longest time. Magic always had the best of him early on. Then Bird. But you got to remember that Celtics team was stacked. Bird was still in his prime. And he was tailoring off at the end there, getting a little bit older when Jordan was still super young. And then Jordan had to go through the Pistons, who just won back-to-back, and deal with the bad boys who were super physical. You know, it was different time, different era. But once they got past the Pistons, bro, once he figured it out and was playing that style of basketball, physical, and okay. And they built around Jordan too, got Pippen. Bro, nobody could stop the Bulls. Nobody. Jordan retired, came back, still won 3 in a row. I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
The fucking best does that.
And Ravens for life, I wasn't talking shit about, the failed physical for Crosby. I was saying I wouldn't give up 2 first-round picks for Dexter Lawrence. That's all. That's where that came from. Like, if you're going to go 2 first-rounders, go get someone like Crosby.
Yeah, it's just
a true 80%, snap counts, game wrecker. I'm not giving it up for as good as Dexter is. I'm not giving up 2 first-round picks for a guy who plays at most 57% of his snaps a year. Just not doing it.
I'm with you. But I'll say this though. It's going to be interesting with the Crosby thing. If he does have a setback season or gets re-aggravated his knee or whatever, then a lot of people are going to look back and go, damn, right? Like, thank God we didn't call back and make that deal, because who knows? We don't know. Like, time will tell, but that's interesting. It is a serious problem, right? Like, knee injuries are no joke. Like, and that was a serious one. So, and he's getting older. Yeah. We're going to see how many years he has left at that prime.
Yeah. And we'll, like Ravenstein, I'd give up 2 picks this year for Dexter. Don't give him up next year though. But we don't have a second. So it'd be a first and a third for Dexter.
Right. And then you got,
would I give up a first and third for Dexter? Sure.
Yeah. But you better be, you know what? And you're right on that though. If you do, who cares? You're getting an absolute needle mover, right?
I mean, but you're also paying him $25 million a year.
You're paying him, but hey, is my question to you, Mikey, though, who cares if it's worth getting to a Super Bowl and winning one? Mm-hmm. Does it matter really at the end of the day, what you paid, what you gave up? And that's what I try to tell people on the DJ Moore thing. Like,
no, but if you fail, then you have people.
If you fail,
like
you fail.
But here's the thing: we're talking about it. We say we would do it. But then when it backfires and we don't, and it doesn't work out, then people are killing Bean. They're
killing, not me. My thing is, Mikey,
that's how they look at it. They were killing Bean for not taking Josh Rosen, and we have Josh Allen now. They're saying Bean sucks. If they would listen to the fans, we would end up with Josh Rosen.
Right. For me, guys, I'd rather have a GM swing away than not swing at all. Right? I'm telling you, I'd rather have a GM that's not afraid of failure than a GM that is basically like McDermott coaching not to lose, right? I better not make mistakes. I better play this norm. No reaching. No, I got to do everything by the books. Like, everything's, safe and sound. Like, no, bro. Sometimes you got to swing. And I'm with you too, Mikey. And it's a great point on the Rosen thing, as I talked about that on Friday. It's funny when we look back at that draft, right? Mm-hmm. What if, hypothetically, we don't get Brandon Bean here? Let's say it's a different GM. Does that GM draft Josh Allen? We don't know. It wasn't a for sure thing that Josh Allen was going to get drafted here from the get-go, right?
Like, going to be good.
That's what I'm saying.
He was a raw prospect.
You never know what a different guy would say. Hey, I don't see it in him, Sean. I see it in Josh Rosen better. Let's go for the guy that's ready to go right now. This guy, you know what I mean? So
yeah, if you listen to the rewind of that, Pagula called the Josh Allen pick. Pagula also the year before wanted Patrick Mahomes. Pagula seems to have an eye for quarterbacks.
Yeah, but it's still.
But McDermott didn't want Mahomes because he said the franchise wasn't ready for a franchise quarterback.
Right. Which was, once again, and I tell people this all the time, it could have backfired badly if you don't get Josh Allen the following year.
Well, not only that, but it could have backfired badly. It could have been backfired if we'd taken Mahomes that year. Mahomes isn't Mahomes if he ends up in Buffalo that year.
I agree with that too.
He doesn't have the coaching. He doesn't have Alex Smith.
No.
He doesn't have the.
He doesn't get the sit the first year.
His two Hall of Famers walked in with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
No, I'm with you 100%. He had the right coaching staff around him.
With one of the greatest offensive minds ever in this game.
I'm with you. But I still say, like I said, though, if we don't get Josh Allen, it's a complete disaster because everyone's looking back.
It's a disaster every time Mahomes beat Josh.
It is.
Talk about it.
It is, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, people know what Josh is capable of, right? Like, I'm just saying, we wouldn't even put it this way.
No,
we'd
even hearing a lot of
going against
the Babe Ruth comps.
Right. You wouldn't even be going against Mahomes if you didn't have Josh Allen. You get one. That game would never even happen without Allen. So for me, like I said, I feel like Bean took a chance on a quarterback that many did not believe in. Many scouts, many Bills Mafia, national media, podcasters, sports radio said that's a bad selection. That I would not do that. And he took the flyer on him. He believed in him. And now all of a sudden, these same fans that knew it all back then are the guys that know it all now and say terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
That I just find it funny.
Joey, you are high if you think Peyton Manning and Eli Manning are the same.
And
if Peyton is a first ballot, then his brother should be too. No. Peyton revolutionized this game.
Oh, yeah. Peyton by far is
Eli. You just go put their numbers next to each other and tell me that they're the same. Like, yeah, I love you, Joey, but you're wrong there, brother.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not the same.
You fan the way you need to fan, but I do not look at Eli and Peyton nearly the same.
No, and I'm giving Eli his props. I'm just not. They're not on the same level as far as greatness goes. That's a different.
I don't look at it. I truly don't look at Hall of Fame based off of team accomplishments of Super Bowls. Eli having 2 plays no bearing in should he be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Mikey. I told you, but my argument to that is he came up very big in those moments. You have to give him his dues. It wasn't like he played.
I'll give his due. He was a 2-time Super Bowl champion. I don't know if his numbers. I don't know. He never won a regular season MVP. He never had the numbers to do any of that. He never sniffed any of those awards.
I'm 100% with you, but he also got.
Is Jalen Hurts a Hall of Famer? He's a Super Bowl MVP.
No, because right now, I don't think he's accomplished as much as him, and also too, I think he's an MVP, but I still think if you look at the body of work in the playoffs and Super Bowl, I think Eli's, what he did.
Jalen's numbers are better than Eli.
Yeah, but I'm talking about moments who you played against. I think that all matters. It does.
They smoked Patrick Mahomes, the second greatest ever.
Yeah, I still think that. Yeah, you're going to compare what he had compared to what Eli had on his team. I think bit different.
Eli was stacked on defense.
No, offense.
On offense. Eli was stacked on offense.
Not as good as the Eagles.
And Tiki and
they weren't. I think the Eagles had better players. I think they do. They had a better offensive line. They had a better receiver, much better running back, in my opinion. Okay. I mean, Saquon came off a history.
I'll give you the running back, but everything else about that team, the Giants were.
No, I get it. They were good, but they also didn't have a great year. They were. Remember, they barely squeaked into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like. Just saying, like I don't know. For me, I look at what he did, and I think that's good enough. I do.
Okay. My whole point of that comment was I would not even put Eli and Peyton in the same conversation.
They're not. I'm with you there. They're not the same caliber player. Absolutely. There's no. Yeah. I don't think there's any debate in that. I wouldn't have a debate with you on that. Yeah. I'm 100% with you. I mean, listen, a fucked up neck Peyton Manning was better than Eli Manning. I'm with you there. I'm with you.
About giving up the first round pick and Ed Oliver, but you can't, Joe. You can't give up Ed. We just redid his contract. It cost us $11 million just to get off of it, and we don't have the cap space for it. Even if we pull the lever with Ed, there is no Ed Oliver or Deion Dawkins. Ed Oliver is on this team next year and the year after.
Yeah, the contract. Yeah, I think that's tough to do.
You can't.
Yeah, I mean,
I played with the numbers today.
Anything, but
there is no way to do it. If you pull every lever that we have, we still don't have enough money to offset the $11 million that's going to cost us for dead cap.
For the dead cap, yeah, I don't know. And I don't.
If we pull every lever we possibly can, we still don't get enough money.
All right. Well, then there you go. I'm not going to argue with you if you did the homework on it. I didn't do the homework on it, so I'm not going to debate you on that.
I did. Like, that's saying that over the cap and Spot Track is correct in how they do the restructures. I imagine there's probably more in-depth ways to do it, but I pulled every lever on both sites to see if we can come up and do that deal, and there was no way we could. People like to throw Ed Oliver out there, not thinking about the cap ramifications and that we just redid his deal.
No, I know that. I know. I just don't. Like I said, I didn't look into the dead cap and what it would take what we would lose on. So, it is what it is. So I think the only way it was possible then is the restructure of Dion.
Yeah, you pull the lever on Dion. You give up another player that doesn't cost us dead cap. We can bring him in at about 20 million because they'll eat about 6 of it on the trade. They'll come in about 20 million. We'll have about 5 million left after pulling the lever on Dion. And then you can redo his deal down to 6 million and open up about 20 million if you wanted to pull all the levers.
Yeah. Now, what I heard, they supposedly want to get this done before the draft if a deal's to be done. So if that's the case, if that's any truth to that, we got about 2 weeks. So we'll find out, right?
Weston, I hope you get Carnell Tate. I'll be interested to see if he's as good as everyone thinks he is. He's a 1-year wonder in college. We'll see if he's really as good as everyone thinks he is. And if he's not good and he had Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball, that tells you everything you need to know. Can't blame the quarterback.
Somewhat.
If Eli ain't a Hall of Famer, then Cam ain't a Hall of Famer. I don't know if Cam Newton. I wouldn't say Cam Newton's a Hall of Famer.
I don't think he is. I think he had I think he was a hell of a player. He had his run, but he didn't win a Super Bowl at the end of the day. He faded out, right? He kind of faded out a little bit early. He didn't last too long. That was it, So I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, it's Bradshaw, not Tiki. It's Bradshaw. It's Jacobs and Bradshaw, Shockey, Cruz, Hicks,
Jeremy.
Burris. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it was a bad team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli had 2 good playoff runs. Like I personally don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but if they put him in, I'm not going to complain about it. I just don't think he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
But if you look at the Hall of Fame
by his last name, if his name was Joe Flacco and that's what he was, no one's talking about putting him in the Hall of Fame.
But there's quarterbacks with worse numbers, though. To be fair, I'm just saying, in the Hall of Fame, with worse stats that you would be shocked and go, "How the hell did he?" And I'm talking about obviously early on, 60s, 70s players. But if you're gonna put some of these guys in with those type of stats that you're putting them in because they won a Super Bowl too, then come on, man. Like,
if
you got to do what's right there.
Goes in as a first ballot, you better put Phillip Rivers in as a first ballot.
I'm with you there, and I don't think he's a first ballot though. I would not put Eli as a first ballot. I'm with you on that.
If he gets in, it is what it is. Like at the end of the like, I'm still pissed that Steve Tasker's not in the Hall of Fame. So,
I mean, I had the debate on
the guy who made special teams a thing,
and he should because I had the debate on Devin Hester for many years where
Devin Hester's in,
and he finally got his dues, and he should be in.
But so
absolutely right. It shows to Steve, but you got to remember it's a certain position. They don't really go towards that a lot, right? They pick more of the quarterbacks or running backs. You know what I mean? Defense, special teams is one of those gray areas, I think, when it comes to Hall of Fame voting. But I'm with you, man. I think Tasker absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a shame.
Yeah, Edwards. I like Ted Hurst. Wouldn't mind Bryce Lance. There's Malachi Fields. So there's quite a few late third round picks that we could always, if we go defensive line, whether it's like Hal or McDonald or someone like that in the third, I would love to see us grab a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I also wouldn't mind seeing us trade up into the second to get a wide receiver, and get the Sherrats or one of those guys late round 2. Eli beating the GOAT twice in clutch situation has to count for something. That's what will get him in. That and his last name. For putting him in, and Jim Plunkett is a Hall of Famer. You know, here's the thing: the Hall of Fame, much like the rankings, are all opinion based. You know, Deion's not going anywhere. It's even a thought. Deion's not going anywhere. We're not trading Deion. You know, I don't know if you saw the whole thing, Tommy, but the whole I'd be traded to Miami because of the fans. That was just a snippet.
I know.
And they went back and they played the rest of it.
Yeah.
It was taken out of context.
So
Massively
you want to know
that context.
Listen. Before you go on with the chat, you want to know if something so funny. So Cold Front, our buddy Dustin over there, Cold Front, shout out to him. He usually goes live in the daytime. So when he came out and did that, on April Fool's Day, Deion posted the picture traded to the Dolphins. This Dustin goes live. He's like, and I don't know what he was thinking. I guess he forgot it was April Fool's. So he goes, guys, like he is serious. I can't believe this. I don't see the reports yet, but Deion's posting it, and finally somebody writes, and it's April Fool's, man. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm a fucking idiot."
That's great. The fact that you can go on there and eat it, I'm like, oh yeah, you got me there. Okay.
Yeah, dude, live,
I love
dude,
that.
live.
I love that. I love that.
Dude,
Good for Cole. Yeah, no, it's the whole thing was taken out of context and wild. Deion's an entertainer. I don't know if you've seen him, but the dude looks way thinner.
Yeah, and he needs to. Yeah, he needs to. He needs to.
He was pushing 360. Now he said he wants to come in at about 320. You know, and he does. He's doing a lot of boxing and like losing the weight, which is good because that's what he needs to do. The older he gets, the more the little extra that you need to take that weight off. You know, Tommy Mikey, do you agree with a lot of people saying Russell Wilson played himself out of the Hall of Fame? Yes, I do. I think Russell would have been better off retiring after Denver, and he.
Say Russell played himself out of the Hall of Fame. That's a good question. How many? He has one, right?
He has one Super Bowl. No MVPs. Don't even think he has. I don't even think he has any All Pros.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. For me,
I do think he's played himself out. I do.
Once again, that defense, Legion of Boom, that is.
Yeah, Legion of Boom.
Legion of Doom. I said the wrestling.
Like he had a great start to his career, but he fell off a cliff quick.
Oh man. He did. But I'll tell you what, he was a hell of a player, though. I'm not going to take away what he did with Seattle.
No, I just don't think he's going to get in.
But that's a tough one for me. I don't think so either. I don't.
Like, I think if he would have retired after the Denver fiasco, if he just walked away, I think he gets in.
People are making fun of me, man. I said I'm
not done there yet. Still think
that's right.
Jacksonville called Bean to see if they can get away with Brian Thomas Jr. trade. Steelers could climb back in. Dude, I would take Brian Thomas Jr. right now. I would give up 26 for Brian Thomas Jr. You put Brian Thomas Jr. and more on the outside, and Brian Thomas is on a rookie contract again for 2 more years. Give me him right now.
Right, which would basically be a first-round pick. Yeah.
I would give up 26 for him or Marvin Harrison Jr. Either one of those guys.
Absolutely, and that's the same as once again that when we talk about the Diggs trade, that was a first. We said it. Bean said it. That's our first-round pick, right? If you put Diggs in the draft, we're drafting Diggs, right? At that, so I'm with you, Mikey. If you can get, because what they could bring, what they can do, right? Like they've already shown you. So for me, you take the for sure thing at 26. If that's what they wanted, go ahead. Yeah, give us Marvin. You can draft Concepcion, right? Which I like, but go ahead. We'll take Marvin here.
Give me Marvin or BTJ. I'll take either one of those guys.
Yeah, either one. Yeah,
at 26.
Absolutely, without even questioning it. Nope. Go ahead.
Because they're still on rookie deals. We had a couple years with them.
Yeah,
I'll take the known commodity.
Yeah, absolutely. Easy,
baby. He's a legend here. Yeah, I'm put him in the Hall of Fame. Tasker deserves it. Put Eli as a first ballot Hall of Famer. The Jim Plunkett should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah,
I
I'm with
mean,
you on that.
looking at Eli though, just throwing this out there. So because I looked up his stats or whatever. So 2 Super Bowl wins, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 16. He played a long time, 16 years with the Giants. Right, you got to give him credit. 4 Pro Bowls, 57,000 passing yards, 244 interceptions. He didn't miss a start for 210 consecutive games. Like, you know what I mean? He's famous for beating the 2007 and 2011 Patriots, 2 of the greatest NFL teams ever in a Super Bowl. Never threw a Super Bowl interception. I'm just saying, he played good when it counted. That's why I'm throwing him in there. And he lasted in the NFL a long time with one team. Like, the dude didn't miss many games. He didn't throw a lot of interceptions.
Well, here's my take on this. If you're looking at Hall of Fame is the best of the best. Were you a top 5 quarterback in your era? As Joey's talking about Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly was a top 5. Dan Marino was a top 5. Was Eli a top 5 in his era? I don't think he was.
Yeah, but if you go back in the Hall of Fame, though, I mean, my God, there's some players with terrible stats that are in there. So it depends on what
they
you're
may have
looking
been a top
at.
5 in their era.
Maybe, but it depends what they're looking at, man. I mean, I'm just looking at the body of work and what you did when it counted. For me, longevity matters. Super Bowls matter to me. I mean, look, if you really look, Dan Marino, one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen. I saw him live at games, right? When Buffalo would play Miami. He never won a Super Bowl. He got to one, but you're going to knock him because he didn't win one, right? But the numbers, right, show you that he deserves to be in there. Same with Jim Kelly. Technically, he never won a Super Bowl. He'd been there. But does that take away from his accomplishments? So for me, it's the same thing when it comes to Eli Manning. He accomplished something, and he made that happen. He did. So you can't take that away from him. So I got to give that to him. If you're going to give them, Mike, what I'm trying to say is you're going to give these guys who didn't win a Super Bowl because of their accomplishments, what they did not winning a Super Bowl, but yards and everything else,
they were top
into the Hall of Fame. Then why wouldn't you give the same to Eli, who did the opposite? Maybe not the greatest stats of all time, but got 2 Super Bowls. I get it, but he also played a huge factor in those games. It wasn't like he did a Trent Dilfer.
I'm not putting someone that's recognized for your individual contribution in your career, not in the playoffs, not in 2 playoff runs in your career. As that, I'm just not. Like, we can look at this different. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, I understand. But I'm just saying 16 years starter. Wasn't like he was a guy that was a bum throughout his career.
No, I don't think so.
And got Super Bowls. So,
but you can say the same thing for guys who do have Super Bowls. Other guys who have Super Bowls.
But that's my point. I don't know if those guys really were that effective.
Trent Dilfer started for multiple teams. And he won a Super Bowl. He started for multiple teams.
He's not but he's
you
not.
Used to
Eli Manning's.
I would love to do the math. I've never done this. Put Trent Dilfer stats against Eli stats and see how bad they are.
I can do it right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep talking with the chat.
Yeah. So there's a question here from Jay Ham, said he just got to the show. What was your thoughts on Triple P this evening? I don't know what he's talking about. Was there something going on Post Podium?
What was the question?
What's your thoughts on Triple P this evening? Yeah, I would love DJ Moore and Brian Thomas on the outside. Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Go back to that. I'm sorry. Go back to the first question. So
the question was, just got here. What's your thoughts on Triple P this evening?
Oh, I thought they were great. They're my boys. They're my dogs.
Yeah. I'm like, was there a topic that got?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Edelman is a tricky one. He was so clutch in the postseason Hall of Fame. Edelman also had multiple 100-catch seasons, so Edelman will get in. Edelman was, ended up being the Wes Welker type receiver down the stretch. Like, the number of catches that he had, he'll end up getting in because he was pieces of all those wide receivers. I don't know if he should get in, but he will. Like, I don't think Eli should get in, but he's gonna. His last name's Manning, and he has 2 Super Bowls.
I mean, that obviously helps, right?
Last name is Manning. He has 2 Super Bowls, and he's a Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, so you want to know the difference, right? So here we go. Trent Dilfer, 14 seasons. Eli, 16. Games played, 163 for Trent, 236 for Eli. Wins, 117 for Eli, 90 for Trent. Completion percentage, 58, same. Passing yards, big difference. 33,000 for Trent, 57,000 for Eli.
Okay.
Passing touchdowns, another huge difference. 174 for Trent, 366 for Eli. Interceptions, 137 Trent, 244 Eli. Passer rating the same, 84. Pro Bowls, 1 for Dilfer, 4 for Eli.
You only have 4 Pro Bowlers?
4. Yeah. Playoff career stats, games, 12 for Eli, 7 for Trent. Wins, Eli, 5, Trent, 1. Eli was better, bro.
Eli was better. Okay. But that doesn't make him a Hall of Famer.
I'm just saying by a lot, like you wanted me to compare the two.
I'd never done. I'd wondered what they were.
Okay. All right. Yeah. They weren't, I mean, passing.
I wonder if Trent played as many games as Eli, if his numbers would have been up there. They had the same
complete. It was 2 more years. It was only 2 years. He wasn't going to, he was way.
Knocked on for 20,000 in 2 years. So yeah.
Right. So,
all right.
You know what I mean? Trent Dilfer, Ravens won 34-7 in that Super Bowl. By the way.
Okay. Now put who else is a Hall of Famer that we think of? Put Phillip Rivers up there.
Sure. Now Phillip Rivers. First Eli
versus Eli.
Oh, okay. Phillip Rivers
or Big Ben. Put Big Ben against Eli.
Ben, because he's not in there, right?
Yeah, he's not in yet, and people ask all the time about Ben if he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
All right, let's see here.
Wilson was a top 5 from
head to head. Okay, here we go. You ready?
Greatest dual threats ever.
He
just fell off so quick, Jarek. Russell Wilson had a great start to his career, but he fell off the cliff so fast. Did he have outside of that 5-year run? Was he elite long enough to be considered a Hall of Famer? That's my only concern. Wasn't how he started. He was finished.
He's borderline for me. I wouldn't hate it though if he got in. I would get it. So you want to know Ben? Okay, 18 seasons compared to 16 for Eli. Games played 249 to 236. Ben has more wins, 165 to Eli's 117. Completion percentage 61 to 58, so a little bit better than Eli. Passing yards 64,000 compared to 57,000, and a 2-year difference, right? So you can whatever
64 to 57.
Yeah, and he played 2 more years, so
about on the same pace.
Yeah. Passing touchdowns 418 for Roethlisberger, 366 for Eli. Interceptions 211 for Roethlisberger, 244.
So Eli threw more picks and less touchdowns.
Pro Bowl 6 for Roethlisberger, 4 for Eli. Both of them no MVPs. If you want to talk about playoffs, 14 wins for Ben, Eli only 5. So that is a big difference.
And people question if Ben's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I would put Ben in over Eli.
So both have 2 Super Bowl wins and 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Yeah.
Though Eli is often praised for upset victories and clutch late drives, while Big Ben often benefited from dominant Steelers teams. You agree with that?
No, because at the end of the day, that vaunted Giants defense held Tom Brady to 20 points. Let's people forget about that.
So they say, of course, who cares what the AI says, but they say both quarterbacks have Hall of Fame resumes, but Eli's narrative is more clutch performer in Super Bowls, and Ben is more dominant regular season and durable system quarterback. Do you agree?
No.
Okay.
Not even a little bit.
Okay.
Outside of the 2 almighty takedowns of Tom Brady, that's Eli's claim to fame.
I'm with you.
If it wasn't the vaunted Patriots, that he doesn't have that claim. If it was just somebody else,
I'm 100% there. If or if the game goes differently and whatever, he's not that big playmaker and they just win because their defense or whatever the case may be, I'm with you. Or if it's a different team, I get it. But for me, all that plays a little bit of a factor, man. For me, I mean, look, everyone's different, guys. Everyone's going to think differently.
I think Big Ben was in that conversation for top 5 in his era.
Looking at Ben's stats now that we run through that, I think he's a Hall of Famer. He has the stats to back.
If you're going to put Eli in, you have to put Ben in. Ben has better numbers.
Even if you didn't, I think Ben's deserving of that as well. 2-time Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he is deserving of it though. And
he
was a top 5 in his era. Like when you think about that, you had Rodgers and you had Manning and you had Brady and you had Big Ben and you had Phillip Rivers. Eli never comes into play during that same.
No, I'm with you. But there was a lot of great quarterbacks.
And then you had Warner. Kurt Warner there too.
I get it. It was stacked with quarterbacks. I'm with you, but
So, anyways,
yeah, it's a good debate.
He only had 5 playoff wins. That's horrible.
6, but
6 playoff wins.
Yeah,
that's not great.
It's not.
It's not great.
It's not great.
And someone wrote in up top, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been Jarek. The worst quarterback in the Pro Football Hall of Fame is Archie Manning. If Eli's last name wasn't Manning, he's not going to be considered a Hall of Famer.
And I don't think Archie was that. I'll be honest with you, his numbers are not that good. You ever see Archie Manning's numbers?
Wasn't that good.
Yeah, his numbers are not impressive. So, but there's others, man. There's others that have a ton of interceptions. If
Eli's last name wasn't Manning, he wouldn't be considered this Hall of Famer. I'm telling you, he just wouldn't. That narrative
maybe you're right.
This clutch person wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I watched those games.
If you watched his college days, there's zero chance if his last name's not Manning that he goes number 1 overall. Because he was not good at Ole Miss.
Yeah, he was okay. He definitely was not his brother. I mean, we all know that. That's not I don't think there's no debate there. But I don't think he was a bad quarterback. Like I said, I think he came up when it was needed. I think he was I think twice against a very, very good Bill. Bro, he played a Bill Belichick defense. Like, that's not a joke. Like, they were good, bro. You can't deny the team he played either.
No, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying, yes, he won the 2 Super Bowls and he beat the almighty Tom Brady. And I'm so happy that he did because I hate the Patriots. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at a career perspective, that was a team win, not an Eli win.
I'm with you.
That was my whole take on this. And he didn't do anything else outside of those 2 wins that pushes him into the Hall of Fame category.
But it's always a team win, though, Mikey. I mean, every NFL Super Bowl is a team win.
Exactly.
To be fair,
that's why I don't understand why people have to have Super Bowls to be Hall of Famers in today's world.
No, I get it, but there's a Super Bowl MVP for a reason, right? There's a guy that played his ass off.
He played 2 games in his career that he won the award. And let's be honest, chances are he shouldn't have been the MVP. There should have been someone else, but he's the quarterback, so he gets it. And he becomes a Hall of Famer because of those 2 games.
Well, he played more than just 2. He had to get there. He had to get to the Super Bowl. He had to go through the playoff gauntlet. You still had to be up. You still had to be a regular season team with a winning record.
Well, a lot of that was behind the defense, though.
I'm with you, but I'm just saying, like for instance, if the Bills win a Super Bowl, it's a team win, yes. But if Josh Allen plays his ass off in a Super Bowl, right, and we look back at Allen's career, you're not going to say, boy, it was a team game. You're going to go, Allen, boy, like he made a huge difference and came up clutch on that 4th down throw. You know what I mean? Like, we'll remember that.
But at what point did Eli ever have a Josh Allen type season that where you say, okay,
no, I get that. I'm with you. And
so
that's
he
the
gets
dilemma.
that benefit of the doubt. Like Patrick Mahomes gets the benefit of the doubt for the last Super Bowl they won, even though he was carried by his defense.
No, I'm with you. And that's why I'm trying to tell you is I understand the debate here and I get why. And I'm not putting him on a first ballot. Yeah. I'm just saying for the body of work that he did and accomplished, I think he deserves to be in there at some point. That's all.
I mean, I guess
I'm just saying I've seen guys that I don't think should be in there. When I look at the Hall of Fame, I'm like,
J.M. comes in and says a lot of great players don't finish. Great. Though Peyton was pretty much pushed in his wheelchair the final season. Yeah, but if you look at a lot of the elite Hall of Fame type quarterbacks, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, go back Peyton and Warren Moon. A lot of those guys did finish well or well enough, or they were considered top 5 in their era. You know, like Russell Wilson. Let's just take Russell Wilson for example. Russell Wilson was great for 5 seasons and they fell off. If we're gonna, outside of Russell being, you know, the best dual threat quarterback at that time, you know, he never won an MVP. Right?
Yeah.
Cam Newton won MVP. He also had a 5-year span of elite play, and he went to a Super Bowl. He didn't win one, but he went to one. I don't look at Cam as a you know.
I don't think Cam. If he won one that MVP season, I might consider it. It's a hell of a season, and you want to.
I don't know if they played well enough, long enough to be considered a Hall of Famer. Like what are we calling Hall of Fame now?
Right. I'm with you on that. Longevity matters too, like with your body of work.
Like everyone talks about, you know, they think Andrew Luck's going to get in. Andrew Luck shouldn't get in. Patrick Willis got in.
No, you can't.
Patrick Willis got in, and he shouldn't have. He didn't have a long enough career.
I didn't hear anybody talking about Luck, but wow, that's
there was talk about it last offseason.
He could have been. He could have been if he stayed. But bro, his career was so shortened. He has no accomplishments really.
That's such a small period.
Body of work. Yeah,
such a small body of work. Yeah, that's a 6-year. Like, where do you cut that off?
Right.
So Josh quit today. Is he a Hall of Famer?
And let's say that 6-year window, he accomplished a couple Super Bowls and put up a NFL record stats or something, then fine. Like, you know what he had an MVP. You know,
if he would have had an MVP to go along with the Super Bowl and had all those, okay.
Right.
Then you've checked a lot of the boxes. But he didn't have a lot of those awards.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at OJ, right? OJ Simpson, his body of work is not long. I'm just saying it's not long. Like, his career was short, technically. You know what I mean? His body of work was in a short span of time with Buffalo, and he went to San Francisco and it was over, right? Like, I'm just saying, he retired and he didn't do, but he had that run where it was phenomenal, right? Got him into the Hall of Fame because of that. But he also broke records, right? Like, you got to accomplish something. And for as good as he was, Luck, he didn't set records.
That's a great end to that statement. Some jackass named Josh something broke his record. That's a great end to that sentence. I don't know. I think he's kind of I truly believe if Russell would have retired after the Denver debacle, he would have had a stronger case. What he's done the last couple years, I think, has tainted his legacy. I do. For as good as he was early, he's tainted it by continuing to try to be something more than he is.
That's fair.
He was better off walking away.
He was, and he's still not, right? Is he a free agent or he signed somewhere?
I have no idea.
What did he wind up doing? Okay.
Eli wasn't even better than Matt Ryan. But Matt Ryan has an MVP.
He also doesn't have a Super Bowl. He went to one and he lost against the same team that Eli beat. So just saying.
Not the same
I get it though.
Different teams. Different defenses too.
No, I know, but he still lost against the New England Patriots. And by the way, they had a monster lead. I remember. Do you remember that game?
Yep.
I was at my bar that I worked at. Right. It was like what, 28-3 at one point or 6. And I remember leaving the bar going, "This fucking game's over. Atlanta is killing the pay." I got home and fucking New England's right back in the game. I couldn't believe it. What a fucking turnaround, man. I could not believe that game.
Choked it away.
Wouldn't
run the ball.
Unreal. I mean,
what talking about against Patrick Mahomes twice too.
Unbelievable, man.
Talk about McDermott choking things away. Kyle Shanahan has been one of the biggest.
Oh, he's been one of the biggest choke artists. Ooh. Absolutely.
And in the clutch. Ooh, no, not the head coach you want in the clutch or offensive.
That's a good
clutch.
That's a good thing to take.
Yeah,
he may. We'll see. I mean, his career's still young, but he could boil it. Because I'm not totally sold on her.
He's gonna have more touchdowns because of those push touchdowns.
True, but I'm talking about body of work and overall quarterback play. He's good, but he's not great.
Yeah, Joey, Big Ben, like Josh is a version of Big Ben. Is a more athletic Big Ben, is what Josh.
More
is.
Athletic.
They are very similar. They played through all the injuries. They put up a runs. I hope Josh gets a Super Bowl so people can't try to shut him out. Him getting his MVP helped lock in his elite status. People can't keep denying it because he got his MVP.
Correct.
And honestly, it was the worst season that he had in a long time, and he got his MVP in that season. He was actually better the 3 seasons before that.
Yeah. Right. He deserved it prior, to be honest with you.
Twice prior to that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think Eli's any better than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco Super Bowl one was far more impressive. In my opinion,
it's not.
No one will ever confuse him with being a Hall of Famer.
No, it's not. That's not.
It's all opinion, dude. It's all opinion.
I know, but that Baltimore defense, I get the Giants had a good defense too, but that Baltimore defense
was elite defense.
Baltimore had an elite defense. Like that year, I mean, that's considered
Baltimore was on par with the
Ray
Bears.
Lewis. I mean, they were up there, dude.
But
I mean,
that Giants defense was Strahan and them. Well, dude, they were
it's
good.
And I'm not knocking Flacco, but it's just I don't think he was as good as and he's lasted, and I give him credit. And maybe Flacco
has no better career than Eli.
He hasn't, but
I think they're actually pretty similar.
There's one more Super Bowl, right? He's only won one, right, Flacco? So, I mean, just saying, you got to take that into consideration.
5 prime years, didn't even go to the NFC Championship after the second Super Bowl. He went to 2 Super Bowls, like people will put him in. I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer. Like, as good as he started, he didn't close it. I like closers.
Coach fucked him up there at the end, though. The second Super Bowl should have never happened.
Yeah. Should have given the ball to Marshawn.
Yep.
And through the dumbest pick in Super Bowl history. Walter.
It was terrible. Terrible.
He beat the GOAT not once, but twice in the biggest game. But did he beat them, or did that defense who held Tom Brady in that vaunted offense to 20 points beat them?
No, absolutely. I mean, absolutely, Mikey. I'm not saying you can't take away from what, obviously, but it still came down.
Win.
I get it, but it still came down to
did he make the
plays?
Right. I'm just not putting someone in the Hall of Fame that had 2 games worthy of clutch plays.
But he made more than one. He made multiple. Those throws were perfect. I'm just saying, like the one in the end zone. I forget who he threw it to. There was a Plaxico, like on the corner there. Not Plaxico. Who was the guy that made that catch in the corner there?
Plaxico.
Was it Plaxico? Yeah.
And then he went out and shot himself.
Yeah. But that was a beautiful throw. But I'm just saying, he came out. He also was clutch when he needed.
Let me make sure.
In the leg. You did in a club.
I have to remember in today's world, you can't say stuff like that. It was in the leg on accident. It's wild. We didn't get to anything we wanted to talk about tonight. We've been on here for 2 hours.
We were talking about Eli Manning for 30 goddamn minutes, maybe more. Maybe half the show.
We just debated the entire show. We did nothing about the Bills tonight.
Nothing. I don't even. Did we talk anything? Maybe a little Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah,
a little bit
Dexter
of Bean
Lawrence.
talk. A little McDermott talk. I mean, not a lot though. Not a lot. I got to nothing.
Hall of Famers.
That's nothing.
The chat took us down a rabbit hole.
They did.
Wills was an all-pro every year. My only issue with Wills, as great as he was, it was a very short window. Yeah, like I didn't know if they would put him in because of it. He was a top 3. He was like, I watched him run down wide receivers. That dude was elite, but he had such a short career.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley's the same way. Todd Gurley was about as good as they come, but he had such a short career. He's not even 30 yet.
So did
he's been retired for a few years. He still holds the most touchdown rushes.
The guy for the Chiefs too, who had that short run, that was Priest Holmes.
Yep.
Who had
and then Larry Johnson.
Sean Alexander also
had. And then Larry Johnson right after it was really good.
Larry John.
Arian Foster. He was great for about a 3 or 4 year period, and then he just fell off.
The Titans running back, what was his name? He still holds the record, 2,500 yards in a season.
Johnson?
Yeah, all-purpose yards. But Chris Johnson. Yep. He had a run where he was electric. Remember that? He was the if you were fantasy football, you better get yourself some Chris Johnson on your team.
Chris Johnson, Priest Holmes, Sean Alexander. It was first round running backs.
Yeah, dude.
Then they went the first round quarterbacks, and now it's first round wide receivers.
Right. It's funny how that
Yeah.
shifted, huh?
Yeah, Shannon at least made it to the Super Bowl. More than I can say for our coaches. You know,
Mm-hmm.
don't have any Super Bowls. Doesn't have a Super Bowl win. Kelly doesn't have a Super Bowl win. I don't think Warren Moon has a Super Bowl win. Right?
Nope.
So how are any of them top 5 quarterbacks? They're top 5 of their era. You think about that era that they were in, the top 5 quarterbacks.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You think of that era. It's Manning, it's Elway, it's Marino. You go through that. Aikman has multiple wins, and no one puts him in the top 5.
Correct, because he had a
dominant
better
team.
squad. Yeah, he had a better dominant team surrounding him. But you're right. Like Elway got that later on, right? Once they built around Elway, and it wasn't even Elway's best years when he won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Right? Elway's best years were prior. But because he got Terrell Davis in a defense and better weapons, like it all helped. It all came together. And a better coach, by the way. Right? They moved on from what was his name? Their old coach. I forget his name. That coach in Atlanta, Reeves.
Yeah.
And they moved on and they got what's his name?
Shanahan.
And Shanahan won too. So coaching makes a huge difference too, clearly.
This is what we're hoping for the Josh Allen era, right? We moved on from Sean McDermott, who was a good coach, just couldn't get him over the top, bring in Joe Brady and gets him over the top.
What's crazy about Marino is he actually got there his rookie year in '84.
Never got back.
And lost. And then never got back.
Could never get past Buffalo.
Could never get and it's kind of like hopefully we with Allen the Chiefs are in our way. We were in the way of a lot of AFC teams, but mainly Miami. Miami was right there with us, but they could not figure us out. Neither could the AFC.
Well, Walter, I think most of the people who made the case for him in that first 5 years assumed he was going to continue on the trajectory. So would you put Josh Allen in the Hall of Fame today? He's made a case for the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't.
He's been in the league 8 years, going on 8 years, right?
He's been in it for 7
8 years.
He's completed.
You're right.
7
He's going
years.
on 8, right? Okay.
Going on 8. So the same trajectory that Russell Wilson had. He had 5 elite years and they had 2 years.
Yeah. But he also has a Super Bowl.
But Josh has an MVP.
I get it, but
which I cancel them out. One's a team, one's an individual award.
I get it.
When you're talking about Hall of Fame, you're talking about individual.
Boy, that's
Josh
tough for me.
Josh isn't a Hall of Famer right now.
I would say no.
If he fell off the cliff and then bounced around the league a bunch, I don't think he gets in.
He needs more years under his belt with stats need to be consistent
with at least league average.
If he doesn't win a Super Bowl, right? If he doesn't win a Super Bowl, he needs to stay on the same track as a Dan Marino, where the stats are still there, and you can't deny it, right? Like Phillip Rivers, right? When we're talking about Rivers and the body of work and the yards and all that, you kind of got to put him in there. Like he's earned it, right? It's not all about Super Bowls, right? Like it's accomplishments, what you've done, your career. So yeah, I think Allen needs a little bit more time in the league, but let's hope he gets that Super Bowl.
But that's what I'm saying. Being trajectory, being considered on Super Bowl trajectory, the difference between saying, okay, you're already a Hall of Famer. The only Hall of Famer I truly know of that was that early is Patrick Mahomes, who had multiple Super Bowl wins, multiple MVPs.
He's punched his ticket already. Yeah. He's punched.
Even Tom Brady at that time had a five. No, he didn't. He wasn't even at that time.
No, when he won a couple, when he already had won a couple, it was already at that.
Yeah, but then he had that big long break in the middle, and then he won a couple more, and that sealed it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
because he didn't have the MVPs.
That's true.
That Pat had early. He got his in the second stint.
Yeah, I would say Favre too. At one point, once he won that ring too, and the longevity, and the MVPs on top of it. Yeah, plus the longevity he had and the yards that were consistent. Yeah, I'm with you.
And close to the NFC Championship. Yeah, that's true. So I mean that's why I'm saying with Russell, why I think he's played himself out of it. The question was if he was already considered a Hall of Famer at the first 5, how do you play yourself out? Because it's all trajectory. You don't get in the Hall of Fame in your first 5 years. It's a legacy accomplishment.
Yeah.
And I think it takes more than 5 years. Me personally, it's all opinionated. If people think otherwise, it's their opinion. I'm just telling you.
The only way, Mikey, and we talked about this like half an hour ago, is like an O.J. Simpson type deal. If you have that short run, but you're putting up NFL records in that short run. You know what I mean? Like you are setting the world on fire in that 5-year, 6-year span where, you know what I mean? You're just setting records. You're the elite of the elite, but something happened after. I think, you know what I mean? There's a discussion to be made at that point, right? So
Kelly Moon, Marino, Young, Favre, Elway, and then Aikman is in the back. Yeah. So when you're talking about top five,
list, yeah.
So if you're talking about top five, I mean, I don't look at the Super Bowls as the reason why someone should get into the Hall of Fame. I just don't. It's a team sport.
I'm with you. It's just added. It's added a bonus to why you would put it. Is all I'm saying it too. Like you gotta put that in. It does mean a little something to it. In my eyes, you know what I mean. I'm not saying it's all be all. You have to have it, but.
Joey, Josh is never going to be that check down Charlie like Tom Brady or Joe Burrow. It's not his game. No. Josh Allen doesn't play quarterback in the typical drop back and pass, throw it. Josh Allen is a playmaker.
He's the current Brett Favre in a way. I don't think he's as sloppy as
he's also much more agile than Brett was.
Yeah, he's dialed it down a little bit. I'm just saying,
he's actually more like Elway than he is Favre.
Well, I'm saying he has a gunslinger mentality and the play's never dead mentality that could sometimes backfire, but sometimes be unbelievable. Like that was Brett Favre's career. Like, let's be real. Like he had a shit ton of turnovers, right? But he also had unbelievable plays. So like Allen's a little bit on that, level of how he plays football, but I'm with you on that.
How about one player? It starts for those Super Bowl. Like everyone's gonna have their own opinion, and it's okay to have your own opinion and feel the way you feel. I'm not on here trying to downplay anyone's. I'm just explaining my side of why I don't think they are who they are, or why I think they should get in or shouldn't get in.
That's for all people. What is it saying? For all people, I didn't read it. For all people
making dumb comments. Football is a team sport, it's really the national media nowadays. If you don't have a Super Bowl, they don't think you're good. Even though it's a team
I'm
sport.
with that. Yeah, and I don't agree with that. However, I'm just saying it doesn't hurt to have that on your resume. That's just how I see it as too. But it doesn't mean a player is not deserving of a Hall of Fame if they're not they don't have a ring. I mean, look, if you want to go in any sport, Mikey, Charles Barkley doesn't have a championship ring. He's a Hall of Famer, and he's deserving to be a Hall of Famer, right? What's his name? There's a couple of players that didn't get You have to respect it. You have to give them their dues. All right, I'm with you.
He doesn't have the overall stats that he has. Yes, he has more playoff stats, but he doesn't have the overall stats that Rivers has. Rivers has, twice as many yards because he played for longer. Dude. That's all I'm saying. It's a legacy thing. If Josh retired today, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, regardless of how good his playoff stats were. He doesn't have the legacy stats.
He doesn't.
If he plays for 5 more years and just plays average, in 5 years, he's going to have enough legacy stats that his first 7 accounted for. That's going to get him to where he wants. I think Josh is going to be way better than that. But if Josh retired today, that's all I'm saying, Walter.
Yeah, I don't.
If he retired today, I don't think he gets in.
Not now. Correct.
Like they're not sure that Rivers is going to get in.
Yeah, that's true. I think he deserves it, but.
Because he doesn't have the MVP.
No, but he has the stats, and he has the stats, the body work. He has he was in the NFL for a very long time.
Matter of fact, he just came back and restarted his clock.
He was a constant playoff quarterback as well. Could you guys do a show on of your top 50? Yeah, we could do one. It's off season. Why not? I don't care.
Of who's not in that would be in? I'm not sure I can count 50.
That you would. Top 50 that should be in.
I could probably do a top 10. I'm not sure I could get to 50.
Maybe top 25. I could probably pull together some players that could be deserving of it.
We are about to do our top 100 Buffalo Bill players again.
We are. We're about to redo that.
Joel Davis.
Shuffle the list.
Play along. I don't think Joel Davis played long enough to be. I think they're all good. Listen, just because I don't think they should be in doesn't mean they're not going to get in. I think all those guys we talked about are all getting in. I just don't think they should be in. Jeff Kemp wasn't a top 5 quarterback when he was in Buffalo. There was a 3-time 3 all-pro quarterbacks that got us AFC titles.
AFL titles.
Yeah. But Jack Kemp played in a different era.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of those quarterbacks back then have like a ton of intercept. Like, it's crazy when you look at their stats are not very good. Like, they got Super Bowl wins or whatever. But, you know, I saw some guy had like, you know, 150 interceptions to, you know, 60 touchdowns. I'm like, that's not good, but he's in there. Right?
And Joey, I didn't think you were talking junk about Jim. I thought Jim was a great conversation piece along with Dan Marino of guys who didn't win that still got in. Their longevity and the amount of stats they put up. If you go back and look at Jim's stats, though, they're crazy. Like, Jim wasn't the world beater everyone assumes he was now. He was a winner on a tough team in a weird era of football. That was just coming into the passing era. You know what I mean? But his actual numbers aren't the best.
No. But he
never had an MVP.
No. But he was a constant playoff quarterback. He 4 Super Bowl appearances.
He beat the best when he needed to beat the best. And this goes to Tommy's thing about Eli. But I would say Jim did it on a more consistent basis than Eli. Eli did it in 2 runs.
He did it more consistently. That's absolutely correct. And he got to 4 straight Super Bowls.
By the way, Tommy, I was just asking about PPP earlier because I want to know your opinion on there being a formula to winning Super Bowls according to
the Bills are not following the rules. So
what is the formula?
Look, I think we're just different. We have different takes and different views of this team. And obviously, Mikey, you should know by now they are not on the side of Brandon Beane. So anything that he does is not going to be good enough and blah, blah, blah. You know, their argument is they just don't feel like, you know, what the drafts and the players that we've gotten are not elite enough, and we should have more elite type of draft players on this team. They don't like the type of players we brought in free agency. They're not into the DJ Moore sign. They don't like the DJ Moore trade. There's just things they're just opposed of. They don't think.
I think it's better funny when people say there's a formula, because if you look at how the Chiefs did it, you look at how the Patriots did it, they did it completely different. You look at how the Seahawks just did it, they did it different. You go back and look at how the Rams did it, they did it different. There's been different molds across the last 15, 20 years of the NFL of how people have won the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
There's not a simple formula. Now
it's not.
I love, Triple P. I love both those guys. I see it different. And it's okay to have different opinions. I don't think there's a simple formula, as Kevin says here. I love the love him, hate him topic. Beane's vision could win a Super Bowl. Let's discuss.
So here's my thought. And you're right. Like, for me, guys, and and they disagreed on my take on this too. A lot has to go right for a team to win a Super Bowl. Yeah. I truly believe that. And they don't.
The right bounces.
Right. You have to get a lot. I'm talking about in the course of a season. You can start a season, guys. Super Bowl favorites. We know this. You guys know this. We talk about this. Vegas has the odds. A lot of those times, those teams aren't even getting into the Super Bowl. Sometimes they don't even make the playoff because why? Things happen during the course of a season. There's 18 weeks, injuries. Maybe chemistry's not going well, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't work out, right? It happens all the time, right? What I'll say about this team and why I believe in our team for the most part is, for as much as we sit here and we talk about McDermott and all that stuff, and we talk about players not, coming up in clutch moments we still are a team that's every year consistently getting to a division or AFC championship game, right? It sucks. We're one play short all the times, it seems like. But clearly the formula hasn't been that fucked up If we're getting to that point year in, year out, what needed to be fixed, in my opinion, needed to be the head coach. And I think Mikey's agrees with that. I think that was the start. I'm not totally hating on McDermott, but I feel like
did what he was brought here to do, and that was to turn around the franchise.
He did, but I feel like,
and he did his job.
He did his job, but at one
held on to him too long.
But at one point, we gave him a good enough roster, in my opinion, in 2021.
13 seconds tells you everything you need to know.
Everything you need to know. Should have moved on from then. We didn't. However, that's the past. Now we're here, right? And what I like and what I think the formula is, not a formula, but what I think is the right direction, if that's a better way of saying it, Mikey, is you got yourself a new vision with a new coach with a new vision, a new outlook, with a whole new coaching staff, pretty much that has a whole new vision and scheme to this team. And we're bringing back a lot of players that know how to win, know how to get to the playoffs, know what it's like to get to the AFC Championship. And we added free agents like Bradley Chubb, guys that are actually, for me, I don't care what anyone says, when healthy, Bradley Chubb is still producing. He's still very productive. CJ Gardner-Johnson has won every place he's gone. He's been that dude. That's a great addition,
except
right?
Last year, because he bounced.
Yeah, except for but
he ended up in Chicago at the end, and he helped them go on a run.
He did. We also brought in depth for offensive linemen, right? We brought back Connor McGovern, right, which we didn't think was going to happen. All these are making the team better and better, and then we got the draft ahead. So I'm liking what I'm seeing, and I'm excited for the future. And I think people should get on board with it. I don't know why.
Because they have an opinion, and they can't.
No, I know. I'm not. I guess opinion. I don't understand though. My thing is, I wish more people would be excited or what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of just like back what the Buffalo Bills are doing. Like you know what I mean? Because for me, it's a new vibe. It's a new energy, and that old energy, that old aura, that bad aura, whatever you want to call it, I feel left the building, and we got a brand new building on top of it.
Yeah, I like what Jarek says here. I think Jarek's right here. The similarities are balanced teams won Super Bowls. How they got and were built to be a balanced approach was very different. And that's probably about as clear of a formula as you can get to become balanced. Can you have an offense who's either clutch in clutch spots and makes the plays while you have a dominant defense, or have a dominant offense who has defense who comes up in clutch times? Be balanced at some point. The offense has to step up at certain points. The defense has to step up. You can't have one just be more dominant than the other and then expect to win. It's just not going to work that way.
It's rare. It can happen. It can happen. It has happened.
Very rare. It's very, very
but
rare.
It's very rare that one side of the ball wins the game. Yeah.
No bones about it. Yeah. Terrell Davis played 7 of the greatest seasons. But if you look at running backs, I would say running backs is different than a quarterback. So if you look at the 7 seasons of Russ versus the 7 season of Terrell or the 10 of Barry, from 23 to age 30 is 7 seasons. And if you were elite in those 7, those are 7 hard seasons for a running back. Like that's the expectation. When you're a franchise quarterback and you're the face of a franchise, your expectation isn't 7 seasons. Your expectation is probably 12 to 15 seasons. So when you say not a long time, 7 seasons for a running back and being an elite running back, that is a very long time as a running back.
Yeah.
Barry playing 10 and being as elite as he was, and he could have played longer. He chose to walk away. So if they made the Super Bowl, or if they made the Hall of Fame, I would tip my cap. If you give me a quarterback who played 7 seasons, that was dominant for 7 seasons, and then played 7 more, and they just weren't good at all, I'm probably not calling him a Hall of Famer.
So, you know what's funny? I had this debate with somebody on a Friday night podcast. On a Friday night podcast, right? And the debate was OJ, because I said, in my opinion, OJ Simpson's the best running back of all time. He thinks Okay, that's fine. So I'll tell you why in a second. He thinks O.J. Simpson. So here's why I think Barry's the best ever. Okay.
Wait, didn't you just tell me? Didn't you tell me you thought OJ was?
No.
Or no, the guy thought OJ was.
The guy thought the guy was trying to.
I don't think either one of them were the best ever. I think they played the longest. I don't think they're the best. I think Bo was the best.
No, Bear in the body of work. So I'm gonna tell you.
You're talking total body work. Got it. No, not.
I'm talking about since. I'm talking about best running back day one to the day he retires. So I'm gonna tell you why. And also somebody mentioned Terrell Davis, and I'm gonna show you the difference between Terrell.
Barry's the best long-term back I've ever seen.
I'm gonna give you the difference though, right? 89 to 98, he was in the league. Okay, Barry Sanders, his rookie year, 1,470 out the gate. You know that that's not easy for a rookie to do out the gate. That's one. Two, 1990, 1304, 1991, 1548. 1992, 1352. 1993, he missed 5 games, still cracked over 1,100 yards. 1994, 1,800. 1995, 1,500. 1996, 1,500. 1997, 2,053. The year he retired, 1998, after the 90, he 1,491 yards. The dude never had a season under 1,100 yards, ever. And he missed 5 games that one year that he had 1,100 yards. 99 total touchdowns, Mikey, in a 10-year career. If you look at Terrell Davis, he had a 1, 2, 3, 4-year run. 95, his rookie year, 1,100. 96, 1,500. 97, 1,700. 98, 2,000. After that, 211 yards. 282, 701. There's no comparison. The body of work, the consistency that Barry Sanders put up,
and the only reason why he retired is because
he wasn't even done.
He didn't want to break the record because he respected Walter too much,
and he also saw no future after that with the Lions. The Lions he gave everything they got, and they weren't going. It's kind of like a damn.
They asked for money back.
Yeah, it's crazy. So for me,
the most talented running back I've ever seen, Bo Jackson.
Well, Bo Jackson was the most talented, I think, athlete.
Yeah.
Right.
He would have been the greatest running back that ever if he didn't blow his hip out after he retired.
Right. But that's a what if, though. I get what you're saying, but it's still a what if. Barry, there is no
Barry
what if.
Prove it. No, Barry is the greatest running back I've ever witnessed.
Okay, then that's fair. I'll give you that.
Like career wise, he's the GOAT in my opinion when it comes to running backs. Bo was probably the most explosive.
Gifted, athletic, maybe you're going with. Okay. I can give you that.
Like Bo was just stupid. Good.
I can give you that. Give you that. But I just feel like
Bo's the only one who also, Dion said this himself, Bo's the most gifted athlete he's ever seen. Anybody who can hit over 300 and hit 30 bombs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
athlete-wise, and do the things that he did.
He was sick. Yeah. But Barry was the whole Lions team. Lions never had a quarterback. It's kind of like when you talk about Marino. They never had a one-man
show. He was a one-man show.
Right. That, by the way, got them to an NFC championship game. Also got them an NFC championship game.
Scott Mitchell as their quarterback.
With Scott Mitchell as quarterback, bro. So I can't dismiss the body of work. I just can't.
McDermott were never seen speaking to each other on Hard Knocks. You're right, James. I never even put that together. Because they were always so close. I don't know what happened over this final year, but on Hard Knocks, you're right. You never saw them together.
Who's that?
Bean and McDermott.
Oh yeah.
You go back and watch Hard Knocks. They were never together.
Yep. Somebody mentioned Emmett. Look, Emmett obviously is
Emmett
the
holds the
all-time
all-time leader, but he also played way more seasons.
He also played with probably the best offensive line
ever
in that era.
Ever
assembled.
That might be the best offensive line ever assembled. That offensive line was stupid.
And his best year ever was 95 with 1,700 yards. He still didn't touch Barry.
Who played on a worse team. You put Barry behind that offensive line.
Yeah. So the body, like I said, once again, and Barry would have smoked him if he would have continued. Like there would have been I think Barry would have been the all-time rushing leader if he doesn't retire after 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Emmett was around a while.
Patriots had a formula. His name was Tom Brady. Because the second he left, they went into crapper.
And Gronk. I got to give Gronk some credit there
Yeah.
too. He was sick.
Bill Belichick was a defensive mastermind.
Yep,
who landed himself an elite quarterback. It's why I don't put Sean McDermott as some genius defensive guy, because he landed himself an elite quarterback and didn't know how to stay out of the way and get his defense to do the things. If you would have given Josh Allen to Bill Belichick after Tom Brady left, Bill Belichick's still in New England.
Yeah, I agree. He also knew, what did Bill Belichick do? He also knew how to get the best out of his players.
Yep.
He didn't always have the best talent. He just knew what to do with them.
Man, I would love to see what Josh would have looked like under Andy Reid or Sean McVay.
Yeah.
He's been saddled with a defensive-minded head coach his entire career. This is the first time he ever gets an offensive-minded head coach. And now he brings in Pete Carmichael, who's been with Sean Payton forever. So now he's going to not just get Joe Brady's stuff, he's going to get Pete Carmichael's stuff and all the little tips and tricks he's learned from Sean Payton through the years.
Yeah. I agree with you, but by the way, he didn't have 1,000 yards in Arizona. He had 937. And that's not, I'm not knocking him. That was at the end of his career, but yes, he is a Hall of Famer for a reason. He was a good, really good running back. He just wasn't as good as Barry. That's just the way it is.
Honestly, Cole, at this point, I would much rather give up the 2026 first round pick, not the 2027. 2027 has a much better draft class.
Absolutely.
If we're going to give up a first rounder, those should be the 2026.
Yeah.
And if you want to give up Palmer, you want to give up Coleman, or if you only want to give up picks, I don't care. Do it all.
Yeah.
Do it before the draft now.
Don't
wait until post, because we don't want to give up 2027 picks.
I'm with you. Yep.
We have no top 5 edge rushers on our.
Got to figure that out. I'm with you.
A joke. But Joey, we also don't know what
edge.
this new scheme is going to bring. We don't know if we can have any top 5 edge rushers. If you go look at what Sean McDermott's defense was, it was rush 4, no games, no stunts, no nothing, just compress the pocket. That was what their job was.
True.
Now you're going to have some creative, aggressive style defense where you're going to see some games and some things. I'm interested to see what Jim Leonard brings and see what Bradley Chubb and I'm excited to see what Rousseau brings. You watch guys like Tim Settle leave and go on and have a great career in Houston with an aggressive defense. You saw Jerry Hughes walk away. And he had a bunch of pressures, but no sacks in Buffalo. He went to Houston and got double digits again.
Different player. Yeah. I mean, even Von Miller.
Yeah,
Von Miller had a better year.
Had 8 sacks last year.
Right. I'm with you.
I put part of that issue to the scheme that we were running.
And that's another part I didn't bring up earlier. That's the other exciting part, is to see these players that we have here that with the potential we think they could get even better, like a Greg Rousseau, who's still young, in this new system. What can he do? Can they put him in a position to be better than what he is? Right? To put him in positions where he can get to the quarterback better, right? Like, I believe they can. And I believe Greg Rousseau has the ability. He has the tools in the shed to probably be a better player than what you've seen. So it will tell a lot, put it that way. If Greg Rousseau has the same kind of game that he's had over the years with this new defense, then he is who he is.
Yep.
Right? Then okay. I can deal with that. And you know what?
We're not going to blame it on the scheme.
No, but I will say this though. I still don't think he's this terrible edge that people
but he's
make him
also
out
not
to be.
Being paid in the top. He's not top 5, and he's not being paid like a top 5.
Correct. Yeah, and he
top
is
30, and he's being paid by a top 30.
One of the best, if not the best, run defender.
I don't want that. I want a sacker.
I don't want that either. But I'm just saying you have to add that to. He also puts a lot of pressure. He's always up there in pressure rate.
Yeah.
We just need him to get home. I think that's what everybody is the knock, right, on Groot, right? We need to see more of those pressures get home. Once you get home, I don't think anybody's going to knock the body of work he does out there.
I also think he'll get home
defender
if we can get some pressure up the middle.
Absolutely.
There was no bones comes in. I'm not saying Emmett was totally carried by his offensive line. Emmett was phenomenal.
No, we're not saying that.
If you tell me, Emmett's better than Barry, we have a debate on our hands.
Yeah. We're not saying that. We're saying that
Barry on that Cowboys team.
Oh, dude, it's a different. It's even more.
Emmett wasn't carried by that offense of line.
No, it just
Emmett
helped.
was very good. It was just helpful.
It was helpful. Absolutely, it was.
You know,
absolutely.
Like, I don't think Joe Brady's carried by his wide receivers, but or Joe Burrow isn't carried by his wide receivers, but they're sure the hell helpful.
Well, I mean, let's talk about O.J. Simpson. When they talk about O.J. Simpson, who do they bring up, Mikey? The electric line, right?
Yeah.
Right? What do they call him? The electric line or electric, whatever the fuck they call it? Electric crew or whatever. But they were known as a very good offensive line that could run block, right? So it helps. It helps when you have an offensive line that can win in the trenches, open up holes. Of course it does.
Yes, he did speak facts.
Oh, Jerry Hughes? Yeah, he came out and put him on the blast. Yeah.
Joey, we signed 2. We signed Cushenberry to be backup center, and we signed Austin Corbett to challenge Alec Anderson at guard.
Corbett's a great signing, by the way.
Yeah.
Joey, one thing about offensive line, you can never have enough depth, bro.
Nope. And we've watched Bean flip guys for picks.
Yep.
So I would, with knowing we have Cushenberry, it would not surprise me to see us flip SVP for a pick.
Yeah.
Draft.
Yeah, makes sense.
Should fire McDermott in 24.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
We should have fired McDermott after 13 seconds. And as someone said up in the chat farther, hired Harbaugh and Jesse Minter.
Right. Yeah, there was plenty of opportunities. I mean, you got an opportunity to get the guy that's in Denver now.
See, here's the thing. I don't think Josh Allen.
Could have got Peyton.
Could have got Peyton. I don't think Josh Allen and Ben Johnson would be a great fit. Ben Johnson and that's why I also don't think Sean Payton and Josh Allen would be a great fit. They're all timing based guys. Josh
is true.
A timing based passer.
Yeah, that is true.
Harbaugh would have been a good fit because Harbaugh played a lot like Josh in his days. He was more of an X factor, run around, backyard style football.
Yeah.
That's why I thought Mike McCarthy would have been a good fit in Buffalo if we would have hired him. Because he had Brett Favre,
Right. That's why I had him on my list too.
Yeah, and he had Aaron Rodgers and
Same with
Brett Favre.
Dable. Yeah.
Dable, same thing. He had Josh.
Right.
Like you can't put Josh in a timing rhythm offense. It's not his style of quarterback play.
It's not. He could play it, but it's not what he wants.
It's not what he's best.
It doesn't suit him. Yeah.
I'm really hoping Spencer Brown is taking care of himself. This last season was brutal on his body.
Yeah, and we talked about this in Spencer Brown. Like he is one of the better tackles in the NFL, in my opinion. I think he's kind of underrated, to be honest with you. But the problem with him is I don't know if he's going to have a long career. That the back is clearly a problem.
Well, they just redid his contract, so they're not expecting him to be gone in the next 3 years.
Well, I think you can get 3 years out of him. I just don't know if the longevity after that. I don't think he's long-term NFL.
You don't think he's going to be like a 37-year-old? You think he's probably around 33, 34?
Yeah, I just think Deion Dawkins is going to last longer. I think, total career-wise, I think.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, because Deion, say what you want about him, but he's been relatively healthy since day one. Like the dude is reliable, right? It's tough as an offensive lineman. They take a beating.
Barry was Thurman's backup in college at OK State.
Correct. Yeah, and then Barry took over when Thurman got drafted to Buffalo.
Yep. Yeah, imagine that.
An unbelievable school
backfield. Those two guys together.
Dude, right? And Thurman was no fucking joke. Like Thurman Thomas was that dude. It's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
Think about this. There's no Clinton Portis and there's no Willis McGahee if Frank Gore doesn't blow out his knees in back-to-back years.
Yeah,
Frank Gore started over both of them, and Clinton Portis only got the job and then went on to be a first-round pick and had an NFL career because Frank Gore got hurt. And then the next year he got hurt again, and then that was Willis McGahee's year. And then he came back. He ended up being a third-round pick and going on to be one of the greatest running backs, to put up over the longevity. Like Frank Gore off two surgically repaired knees were just – imagine how good he would have been if he never would have got hurt.
Did he get a Super Bowl?
I don't know.
I don't think so, right? Because he played for San Fran, never got one with him, right?
No.
I don't think so, dude. So I don't think so.
I don't know if he got one anywhere else he went. He never got one.
So
they lost.
So he's
Baltimore.
He's a player that will be in the Hall of Fame due to his stats and his longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's second all time, right?
Yeah,
third all time?
Second or third all time in rushing yards. He was never the elite guy, but he was
consistent.
so consistent for so many
Consistent.
years.
Yeah.
He was going to get you, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 yards every year, and
Right.
probably close to double digit touchdowns every year. You can like clockwork.
Yeah, consistent. Never hurt, pretty much. I mean, just
Yeah.
I'm
it's
with you.
just stupid. All right, we've
No,
been on
Bo
here
is
for
great.
almost 3 hours.
Yeah, guys, we gotta get running. Mikey's never on this long. I actually was looking like I'm just not gonna say nothing. This is unbelievable, man. Mikey's going and going. We appreciate you guys
I need to
rocking
go
with
eat
us,
something.
man. We appreciate you guys
I
rocking
got
with us tonight.
passionate about
You did.
this
The Hall of
debate.
Fame.
The Hall of
I mean,
Fame
we
debate.
were. I mean, it was probably
Good
hour
hour.
and 45. No, it was long, dude. We were talking about, but hey, look, it don't matter. Whatever you guys want to talk about, if that's what you, if that's what y'all let's talk about. We're here for it, man.
It was a fantastic debate. Appreciate the chat keeping it going, because we tried to kill it a few times and it kept getting brought back up.
Yeah,
we made it through all of the comments.
We did. Yeah. What's this one? Tyrant? He's not a tyrant.
Yeah.
But once again, you know what I come to realize, Mikey? I'll still defend him, but I think these people are just kind of like we are set on our feelings about McDermott. I think people are set on Bean. So it doesn't matter what I say or what he does. I think it's just
people are pissed because Brandon Bean got promoted.
Right. Yeah.
Prior to last year, Brandon Bean was loved by the Mafia. They felt he failed them last year by not getting a wide receiver.
Correct.
And that came back to cost us.
It did. And
then
the
they
comments
felt that
on
was
WGR.
Sean McDermott's best year.
Right.
The comments on WGR is what pushed it over the top. If he doesn't ever say anything, no one's crap.
They don't have that. They don't have that ammo either on him.
But Sean McDermott probably coached the best season he's coached since his rookie season. He got canned and Bean got promoted, and that pushed people over the top.
It did. I'm with it. I just, once again,
everybody.
Yeah. I'm not trying to push Mikey's not trying to push anything we say on you guys. You don't have to agree. We're just coming.
How I feel about it.
Yeah, coming at you with our opinions, and mine is, I feel like the body of work that Bean has put in with this team is deserving of another few years as GM to prove that he can get this team a Super Bowl. I
think he deserved it on the new coach. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
We both thought that Pagula would back McDermott more than back Bean. We always said I would love to see Bean pick the next head coach and see what he can do without McDermott, because McDermott had final say of all that stuff.
He did, yeah.
And
so does a lot of coaches. Like we talk about this a million times. Like we try to explain this to people. The NFL around the league, right? Coaches and GMs, they work together. They have to, right? It's what the coach's scheme and vision is, what the GM's responsibility is to fill that, and they all have say. Coaches always have say. When they don't, you have a problem. Mm-hmm. That's when things get bad, right? That's when
McDermott actually had control of the 53.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. He had more of the say, but my point is, every coach around the league, that's how you do it. You're supposed to build around your coach. And I don't think McDermott failed. I don't think Bean failed McDermott in that. He got him what he wanted. McDermott couldn't work with it. Didn't make it happen.
He couldn't, player development was lacking.
Was lousy for the most part. It was
great in the secondary.
Secondary was good. I'll give him that.
Linebacker was
lousy. Absolutely lousy. And you can't say we're wrong, because players left here that were on the defensive line and
went out and had better seasons.
And then went out in better seasons. So, and that's why I think me and Mikey are intrigued about going this season with the current players to see what they can do. If it was a coaching issue or was it just maybe a player issue? Yeah. We're going to find that out. We're going to find that out real quick. Real soon. So,
Cole, I don't think McDermott ever watches our podcast.
Yeah. If we ever see a McDermott,
I hope he pops in here and talks to us.
Dude, yeah.
I would love to have McDermott tell me why I'm incorrect.
Send me the link. He says, I want to be a guest.
I would love for him to explain to me why I'm incorrect in my thought process in some of these.
Me too.
Like,
dude,
I'm not a fly on the wall in there. I have no idea what the conversations are. Right. I'm only going off of the reports that are out there. And
what I've seen. And what I've witnessed. Yeah. I would love him as a guest. Like, dude, guys, you would think we would be, quiet on the podcast and not say what we want. Dude, I would ask him all the hard questions. Hey, if you're willing to come on here, okay, I'm going to ask you the.
You know what? If you want to tell me I'm a clown and I don't know what I'm talking about, come in and school me, please.
Right.
You know more about football. You'll have forgotten more about football than I'll ever know. That's his profession. This is my hobby. I'm a fan, which is short for fanatic.
Right.
Like, I feel like I know some football. I don't know what they know about football.
Right.
You can school me in X's and O's and the Jimmies and the Joes and all that fun stuff.
Right.
I'll happily listen. Come in, if he ever decided he wanted to. He's never going to, but if he ever listened and was mad that we were too critical on him.
Open forum. Absolutely. And I wish that to be honest with you guys, I wish like every GM and coach, I would love that. I would love Bean to get on a podcast
with the content creator.
Oh,
but
dude,
not
be
like,
okay.
not like a B reporter content creator, like an actual fan content creator.
Yeah,
and have these conversations.
And have these conversations, because I would absolutely love for a guy that's in that position.
I would love for Bean who go on cover one.
Yes.
Cover one is closer to that side and having that accessibility than someone like us.
Where they have it. Yeah.
I would love to listen to them, ask Bean about some of these things.
Right. Debate him on some, try to school him on their knowledge compared to what he knows. And
you know what would be one of the funniest ones? Him and Dan Mitchell.
Oh, yeah. Dan backs him.
I know. But just the presentation of it, that would be a fantastic one.
I think on ours too, though, because I'm very late. I tell people I haven't many guests, Mikey, but
I know where I want to go. I want to go somewhere who's not on Bean Island like us. I want him to
in the middle.
I want him to go somewhere
impartial.
in the middle.
Right,
He's impartial.
Right.
Just going to ask him the questions.
True. But I want them to be real, though. Like, if he came here, it don't matter. I don't give a fuck. You know me. If a guest comes on, I'm not going to bite my tongue. I'm going to ask you I'm going to be fun, but I'm going to ask you some stuff that you may,
not want to talk about.
Look, right. I mean, you don't want to talk about, but it's all good. I want the answers, right? So, and you know what? I'll say this. I feel like our show is kind of like Pat McAfee in a way where we have fun. It's not so X's and O's. We get with the chat. You know what I mean? Like, we're fun. Like, we have a kickback, laid back show. Yeah, electric company. Bean goes on that show and does great. You ever notice that? Like, Bean on that show, he's so, for me, that's him.
He's
laid
good.
back, cool, chill.
Because that's how Pat is. That's how the show. He goes whatever. He's a chameleon like that. If you need to be buttoned up, he can be buttoned up. If you want him to be laid back, he'll be laid back.
Right. By the way, he takes jokes. He takes ribbon.
Last year he was on Buffalo Plus. Like, he was great on Buffalo Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you saw him on the Beat Reporters pod, but you saw that. You see him on Pat, but then you see him on ESPN or FS1 or any of those, or NFL Network back when NFL Network wasn't an ESPN thing. It was very different.
Yeah. I just, like I said, the way I see him as a person, how he conducts himself, as how he conducts himself, Mikey, I don't see him as like a douchebag or an asshole. Like, I feel like he's a good dude. Like, he can have fun when you know what I mean? Like, he's not this old head where he's just, everything needs to be serious, like Bill Belichick, right? Where the jokes are flat and, you know what I mean? Like, you can't really joke around. I like his personality. I do. Like, I can relate to him. So, I don't know. For me, I like him. I think he's a cool dude, man.
Brandon Bean and that Karen who made the phone call talking crap about him. I would love them two to get on a call together. That'd be great. That's some entertainment right there. Yeah, we do.
All right, guys. So it was fun. Once again, I'll be back Friday for Friday Night Lights at 8 p.m. And then Sunday at 1 for episode 5, I believe I'm on now, for the 2004 season. So
the next week on Monday,
we
have to do some draft talk. We're
yeah,
so
for sure.
close, and we didn't do any of it tonight.
Yeah, we did nothing. I don't even know if we talked about the draft at all, barely. So we will. Well, next Monday, guys, we will get back to the draft
picks and trading them.
We did, yeah, trading them. So yeah, we'll dive into maybe we'll probably get some mock drafts done. We'll dive into a little bit about, I wanted to do some AI draft scenarios, which we'll get into Monday. But anyways, yeah, Friday night, guys, same thing, man. We're just gonna shoot the shit, just
Same
talk
time,
shit.
same bat channel.
8 p.m. Same shit, man. You guys lead, you guys steer the ship, man. So, anyways, guys, Bills Mafia, we love you, and as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace.
Go Bills.
There we go.
Just